Not seeing that populating yet. There it is, 1.412, 1.36 million on the housing starts for April. Meanwhile, versus 1.31 expected. Their import-export prices as well, 1.6% on housing starts overall, month over month. Import prices to the upside for April, 0.1%. Import prices year over year, same thing, 0.1%. On the export side, 2% higher versus a 2% expectation there as well. Keep in mind, coming up at 10 o'clock this morning, inflation data to come, so mark that down, the Michigan consumer sentiment number. There's a 1 year and a 5 year inflation expectation portion to that data, so it can move the market. Ton of things moving around here. Meanwhile, there's Novo and VO. We'll talk about that, 3.3% to the downside. CEO saying sayonara. There's Tesla as well, 1.4%. Just hearing, yeah, day highs, kind of, almost, a little bit. Day highs here for Tesla. Nice look once again. Just absolutely amazing moves to the upside for some of these off the April lows. Happy Friday. You saw Joseph in the hot seat this morning. Sharif with a much-deserved day off.
Yes,
Good to see you.
Big day off. And Tesla continuing to be crazy there, Brendo. And I actually had to double look and read twice to see those QBTS numbers as well.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe them. Very interesting stuff, guys. We'll be going through that throughout the day as well. But 11 cents per share, which was beat the analyst consensus estimates of 7 cents per share by 257% there, guys. Some more numbers to go through with QUBT. That was very interesting.
It was at 35,000 or
yeah,
something?
I couldn't believe I had to read it twice. I'm like, 37,000. Are you sure we're not timesing that by 1,000 or a million, whatever it may be? But it was very interesting numbers. There's no
up huge, regardless. So we'll keep an eye on not only those, but RGTI, I'm sure, moving around on that as well. Also higher here to the tune of about 4%. Ton of things to look forward to on a Friday, guys. Good morning.
Morning, everybody. And I see we're already shortchanging QUBT as a Q. Which one is it? QUBT? Who cares?
It's QUBT. It's not. It's not. They're not even really a quantum company.
39,000 was their revenue. I'm pretty sure. Not 35.
It was 39. Yeah.
Not 37.
Yeah.
Let's get that straight. You know, who needs
39,000?
Well, I mean,
they're not making any money. Will they ever make money? Doesn't matter.
You're not buying those for
it's a bull market.
Fundamentals, right? Like, it's not about the fundamentals. It's all about the Yeti. It's all about the Leafs tonight. It's all about the bull market. That's what it's about here today. It's not about the fundamentals.
Yeah, no, it never has been. The bull market continues here. The Nasdaq's coming down a little bit right now, but yeah, Tesla 350 is on my mind. I just tweeted that out. I literally was just like, Tesla 350 incoming. I mean, yeah, I think it's here, man. We just got housing starts. We don't have too much today. 10 o'clock, University of Michigan sentiment. We'll see what happens. There's some inflation prints coming. But yeah, look, I really like Tesla up 1.2% today. And then NVIDIA, I mean, this name just keeps on chugging higher as well. So now we're up 20-something% or more than that from that bottom of NASDAQ. And I mean, some of these names that continue to win just keep on winning, right? I mean, nice move up there for NVIDIA again. But yeah, what was there? Was there an NBA game last night? I think I was watching something. I can't even remember what it was.
Denver.
Yeah, what was that?
They took it to, they're going to go to 7 now. Denver.
Okay, good.
Denver took it down. Jokic,
okay,
good. Not that, look, I didn't watch any of the game.
That's what I was going to say. Like, Jokic, these guys, you know, it's hard to believe that, like, in the Maple Leafs, it's like we don't even expect our good players to play that well because they never have. And it's like Denver just gets, you know, in a must-win game, their players show up. So we'll see tonight. Yeah, so we'll see tonight if that does happen. Wow, that's going 7. Hey, wow, what a series. OKC,
You know,
Denver.
that'll watch.
OKC was like,
I mean, a game 7 in the NBA.
Playoff basketball, I think, is
playoff basketball is a different beast.
Yeah,
That's when they actually come out. I will play like 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's a must-win game. I mean, they were heavy favorites to win the whole thing. OKC, AMD also today starting to rip up like everything. 118 back to those levels near that 120 marker. One more time, yeah. Sharif with the day off. It's nice to see Joe Obi. Will be on the midday show all day with Joe, so that should be fun. To roll around with. Yes. We're doing that. We'll have Michael Noss, I think, Michael. Coming pretty soon there. Yeah, look, it's going to be a good one. The Jays yesterday played in the afternoon and lost, I guess. I thought they lost. Yeah, they did. So that sucks again. But they're going
to win tomorrow.
Yeah, like Santander, that guy's a joker. Like, what is going on with that guy? Honestly, Anthony Santander. Come on, Tony.
There's a rule in my fantasy league. There's
Paid a lot of money for this guy.
Rule. The second the Jays trade for or sign someone
I know, you
remotely
get
big,
them.
someone just immediately offer me that player because I paid a boatload of my fantasy league. Thankfully, I have a good team. It's just nonsensical. You always want
Like
to trade with your
at-bats.
brain and not your heart because that one's not working out too well. But you know what? I'm a homer. They'll win tomorrow.
Yeah, they should win. They have Detroit coming this weekend.
Detroit's sick. They're really.
I know, that's the thing. It's a rivalry weekend in the Major League Baseball. It's Subway Series again. So Juan Soto returns to New York. That should be that should be exciting. I love Juan Soto, man. That's what my daughter does. She does that. No. She does the head shake.
Oh, the head shake too?
Yeah, like if you pitch a strike and she doesn't swing, she's like, okay, all right. Okay, yeah. And she gets ready.
You know what though? I'm being dead honest. Little things like that will throw pitchers off.
I know. Yeah.
Whatever,
she's just so
whatever it might be.
there.
Or just sometimes they just give a little bit of like tip the cap when they make a good pitch, and then all of a sudden they're like, huh?
Yeah.
What's he tipping? Why are you tipping the cap at me? And then they're off, and then you get in their head. It's all about the head games, everybody.
Yeah, I like Juan Soto. I like all that. But sports is yay sports. I was actually saying for the first time in a long time, I'll be able to watch the Leaf game. So that should be maybe something there. Will bring some good luck to them. It's not over yet, man. Look, the fact is they've got 2 wins. They win tonight, come back to Toronto, and we see what winds up happening, man. I mean, it's is what it is. The Nasdaq's falling down a little bit here. What about Bitcoin stuck at 104?
Yeah, so
I thought this day would be 109.
Let's wait another week because wrong again. I thought we'd be testing all-time highs this weekend or by today. It doesn't seem like it wants to go, but you know what? Before we go back to the desk, you can't get all doom and gloom. Let me just get the Bitcoin chart.
4-0 Winnipeg Jets last night.
Because we're essentially at that high. When you look at it on the daily chart, it's done exactly what you wanted it to do technically. So you can't complain about it. Hold the prior resistance level of support. Break out, hold the prior support level at the 92. Test the highs. Arguably, you're not going to get the exact test of the 109, but technically speaking, so anyone that obviously, if you buying in here, you're thinking long term when you're buying the 90s. But waiting around for it to dip under 80 and then holding on is good to go. I'm a hodler, so for me, it doesn't really matter that I bought there because I'm not selling it. So if it goes right back, I've made nothing. And if it goes, whatever, I'm just holding it forever. But at the end of the day, you want to buy at key levels. So we might not get the break imminently, but I think we still have a chance. I think I've moved the goalpost to Shreve's birthday in 2 weeks. Or a week, okay. I guess a week and a half. Yeah, it'll be a week and a half, or a week and a third, whatever it might be. But Joe's going to win the bet, so you're happy, right?
Can't always go up just straight up right now. But hey, we'll take it. I mean,
Joe, you got this one.
Yeah, I got this.
You got this one.
That's fine. I'm already thinking about what I'm going to be spending it on. Maybe I'll just grab some more. But no, guys, what a fantastic move we've seen here over the past couple of weeks in Bitcoin, continuing to climb. So a nice, healthy breath here. Nothing wrong with that, Brendo. I like seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, chart looks great.
Exactly.
I'm just having a look at Apple here, just kind of chilling out, 0.1% positive on the morning. Couple of things to know about Apple. They've blocked Fortnite access across the US and EU devices once again for their Apple App Store. Didn't really move on that this morning. There was a bit of a downtick. If you zoom in there, came out right on that candle right there, but right back up here for Apple. Also, just reading a note on the whole India angle. If you remember yesterday, we were sitting here talking about they're moving iPhone production to India 60%. They're now saying that could go up to 65%. So Trump comes out yesterday and says, naughty, Tim Cook. And Tim Cook says, we'll do even more than that.
Well, they can't afford to make the iPhones in the States.
Obviously.
So have to source it out somewhere else, and it seems that India is going to be winning.
According to Trump, it was $500 billion or something like that they were going to bring to manufacturing specifically. Into the U.S. for Apple, so we'll keep an eye on that. I mean, Microsoft with a bit of a headline this morning as well. They're going to take Teams, or they're going to offer Office without Teams at a lower price. So Microsoft on a downtick right now. Nothing significant, but a bit of a volatile day for those two yesterday, guys.
I was going to say, because Google's getting upticked here because of their Google One membership has gone up there. And again, I guess that gives you sort of like an unlimited cloud data storage there, and just to match it with the Teams story there.
Hate on Microsoft, though.
No, you can't hate on Microsoft?
Well, I mean, So it's ticking down a little
Can't hit
bit.
on any of these stocks.
If you look at where it is, it gets so close to the top that like you think we'll have some sellers at highs. Every single one of the Mag 7 and pretty much all the big cap tech names are going to have resistance and people taking profit. Like you ring the register when we're buying those. I shouldn't say weak, like Microsoft certainly wasn't a dip buy for me. I like Meta better. Microsoft held up pretty well, but you just got like $100 off the lows. So why not take that? And you're at the lower high that it had all kinds of trouble with before at 450. So the fact that you got some sellers up here shouldn't surprise anybody. It's also Friday, so I'm going to imagine there's going to be some gravity towards that 450 level on Softy. But look at the sparse volume. Microsoft doesn't really get traded anymore because its volume just is so much worse than it used to be. Even just a couple of years ago, Microsoft would be a regular name. You'd trade it the same way that you would consider trading the Alphabets and the Amazons, but not anymore. It's just a little bit more sparse. But I'm not surprised that you're seeing some resistance up here, given how close we are to that top here on Softy. But I'm staying away from it. There's a lot of names that are at resistance levels, which I think you can look to some shorts that are more liquid than Softy.
Yeah, no, the only thing I was going to identify was the volume. I mean, that's kind of why I went over to Google there. But again, a $450 name. I wonder if this eventually splits. I mean, like I remember owning Microsoft when this was like $30, $40, $50 name for like a decade there during like the 2000s, and then it just started to pop up like crazy. So 50,000 shares so far for Microsoft, 700,000 shares so far for Google, let alone Goog by itself there. Some 13F filings as well for Google, mainly cutting stake in Google. Very similar to what I did. I cut probably about a third. I might have been a little bit less than that, but still in Google. And it was, you guys know it was a huge position. One of my bigger ones, not huge, but one of my bigger holdings. And we just cut that recently just because I didn't really like the way of the search where we were going there. But again, like quantum, there's so many more levers to be pulled. I mean, we're watching the show. We're doing the show on YouTube, and you guys are watching it there. So, Google spinning out some of the, like imagine they even spun out, and I don't even know what their quantum division looks like or anything like that. But like if they did something like that, we've seen the action that we got in, what was that, UBT today on $39,000 worth of revenue. Like if Google actually split out and started talking a little bit more about quantum, I think they could get some value in that as well. What is QBTS? And we started the show with looking at some of these as well, 11:30. Okay. I don't know what Michael has planned today, but I mean, this is definitely a sector right there. Some of the quantum names that have been sort of starting to blast off, as well as URA. This is another one here. Uranium's been pretty good over the last little while too, as this sort of AI. I mean, pretty good, yeah. I mean, I think this has been pretty good. $20 up to $28.50 and trying to get through. Now above the 200-period moving average with a sloping turned up right now, 50-period moving average. I mean, we like that. It's coming into a little bit of resistance up here, but yeah, uranium's been pretty hot as well. There's been a lot from the bottom. So, yeah. Anyway, we started from the bottom. Now we're here. Now the NASDAQ is positive for the year. So is the S&P 500. So is the Dow Jones. UNH is trying to catch a bid again up to 285 or so. So that's really nice for those that are trying to dip buy. I know a lot of traders. We said that yesterday. I'm going to sneeze. A lot of traders are probably looking catching the long, not the short.
Well, the 250 level looks like it was the one there for. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, I got the mic going there.
I mean. Look, Studio 8 means that they're moving a lot of stuff around in here.
There better never be a Studio 9. I said that yesterday.
I'm just saying, I don't know how much, shout out to the cleaners, gets dusted, but when they move all this stuff around, it's like, oh my goodness. The allergies go crazy.
You know what? I also feel like it's spring. I don't really find...
You spent a lot of time outdoors.
It is dusty, but it's not... I feel like it's going to get a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, you want to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs.
Before
right? So it's going to look fantastic.
In in Shreef's example, you got to break 12 eggs.
16.
16 eggs, my bad.
Yeah.
The other day they put like 40 or 50 eggs in that container there.
Yeah, well, hard boiled.
And then Shreef went in there, and then he came out, and there was 20 left.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back over the desk. We're just playing around, but it is true. But shout out to Sharif. I hope you're enjoying. We always give him a hard. Hey, man, he's the first one to tell us. He loves that that protein, and good for him, man. The Guy's in elite shape, that is for sure. So.
Clearly, I don't eat enough eggs, clearly.
Yeah, clearly I need to be pounding back some eggs or less eggs, one of those two. All right, let's go back over to the desk. It's Joe, it's Brendan, and soon it's Michael Nas.
Michael Nas standing by. Yeah, we're going to touch on something that we've talked about with Mr. Nas. There he is. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Numerous times here, Michael, and that is the idea of, okay, so we just came through earnings season, had a bunch of gaps. We've had charts, kind of broken at this point, depending on how you're looking at it. UNH downside, others, obviously to the upside. So we're looking at that. If we get a gap, can we see a continuation move, and what does that look like from a trade setup?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something I've been testing for a while, and I've mentioned before with you guys. I really like because I don't understand the fundamentals, but I know if there's a big gap up, probably means whatever fundamentals came out were good. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to ride that change in fundamentals, that change in sentiment with the overall stock, right? If it gaps up and holds strong and then continues, it's just showing that all the nerds that actually read the earnings reports and listen to the earnings calls, they like it. And the reason I think this phenomenon exists, that it's not all just priced in the moment it gaps, is because there's just not enough liquidity. So if the stock gaps and then Goldman Sachs has to go and do their research and figure out, yes, whatever changed in sentiment here was very important, then they'll start buying, and that buying could take days or weeks or even longer. So the first chart I have is just, this is the raw equity curve that I'm working with. So again, over at Stats Edge, what I like to do is I back test things like 20, 30 years and make sure there's some edge in whatever it is that I'm planning on doing. And although this is a very raw back test, there's a lot of cleanup that has to be done here. This is going back to 1995. You can see that if you buy gaps that are continuing after a really strong gap up, there's some edge there, right? The market moves higher, your equity curve moves higher, although not all the time, like everything. There is definitely some edge to be had here, some edge to be squeaked out. So, I'll just give one example of a trade, and this is what this system is actually looking for. This is Abercrombie and Fitch, happened a long time ago, but we're looking for a gap that is above the 50-day moving average, and there is a 3 ATR gap. So essentially, you just take the average range of the stock, and generally moves, say, $1, then you want that gap to be over $3 in price, and then we are putting a buy limit on the top of that candle. So not only do we want it to gap up on the following day, we're saying I want it to get through that gap, and we're doing that for like 5 days to 10 days after the initial gap. So a gap, and then we're giving it some chance to potentially fade back in, but as it breaks back through, that's where we want it. If the gaps up and then just falls apart, then we're not interested in this one. And then for exit, you can see here on ANF, I picked an example that was really clean. I wish they all looked like this, but the next slide shows our exit. And we're just, for this case, I'm just using a 50 EMA. So the fact that this is a kind of a longer term trend following play means that on average, this only has about a 40% win rate. So most trades you take doing this, using this exit method and using the entry method there, will lose money. However, again, you saw the equity curve. You can do very, very well with a 40% win rate. And I like that because what I'm hoping is that when I run my report of all the different names that look good, I can use some technical analysis. I can use some kind of thematic of what's going on in the market to maybe crank up that win rate just a little bit, and then it'll make that equity curve in the real world look so much better. So again, 3 ATR gap up, we're buying if it breaks over the high, and then we're using a 50-day moving average as a trailing stop, and we're exiting on a close below that moving average. So that's the trade setup. And then here are some that came through last night when I ran. So I picked, there was probably 15 or 20, and I just picked the ones that kind of look the best to me. I don't really know much about these companies, but I wanted to focus on ones that the earnings were, or the gap ups were based off of earnings. So the blue line's a 50-day moving average. This is AKRO, had a nice little gap up, and not only has it not quite broken out of that gap, but it's been hanging out there for a couple days now. So I like this a little bit more because if you get over this 550-ish area, it could be a continuation continuation. And then, we've got that smiley face, kind of rounded bottom look that I like as well. And again, the 50-day moving average is about 460. That would be the exit for that. Makes your exits really simple. You're just looking at it at the end of every day and saying, hey, is it below the moving average? If so, I'm going to get out. And if not, I'm going to hold in. AVAH is the next one here. This is a healthcare name. Around $6 is what we're looking at. And this one I picked because you can see that it's hit this $6 a few times and bounced off it. So there's a clear price level there. There's probably people that are short in front of that level. So a break through that, maybe we get a quick continuation there. And this one, you can see the gap pulled in a little bit, and now it looks like it could be pushing out. So it hasn't broken the high of that gap day just yet. So that's what we're looking for there on AVAH. Last but not least here is TTEC. And again, these are all kind of lower priced, lower float guys, but that's okay because, again, we're taking a lot of them and we're knowing that we are going to be wrong quite often and just sizing ourselves accordingly, knowing that we're going to be wrong over half the time. But when you nail one of these, maybe it looks like an ANF that we saw there as well. So this TTEC, I like this one because, again, it has that rounded bottom look, and the gap day closed very, very positive. So again, we're looking for that continuation around 550, and then $4 currently is the 50-day moving average. So we have to size based off that initial risk, and then the hope is as it moves higher, 50-day moving average also moves higher, and then we can trail it out for, again, hopefully a profit, roughly 40% of the time on over 100,000 trades tested.
So for entry here, just to clarify, I know people will be asking this, you're looking for a close above that initial gap level?
Yeah, you could do, I've tested it both ways and it's both the same. You could do a close above. In this specific back test, I used a stop, right? And most people use stop losses or stops for stop losses. But in this case, we're putting a stop around 5% or 5 cents above the high of the last candle. And this just allows it to, if you're someone who, just wants to set out your orders and kind of walk away for the day, that's where we would put that in. But yeah, it tested around the same if you wait it for a close above, or if you just put that stop loss order about 5% above the high of that gap candle.
Purely looking at something like this or an idea like this from a technical standpoint, it gives you the ability to disregard anything that might be happening under the hood that you could say, I don't know if I want to own this anyways, but just purely basing it off technicals, meaning, on that ARKO or whatever it was, first chart, huge gap down for whatever reason, something obviously happened there. You set that aside and just focus on what's happening on the chart.
Yeah, and this has been something, I've obviously gotten a little bit more gray this year, but it stopped me from going completely gray, is just having these rules-based approaches for everything that I do now. I've been on this show now for so many years, you could probably even watch my evolution of having setups that I like, and now we're testing those setups, and those setups are having concrete rules around them. It does make life way simpler because, again, if I'm going through, all of my decision is being made on which of these potentially I like the look of the best. And then after that, I've got rules for entries, I've got rules for exit. And by having that back test to look back on really helped me out during the massive downturn in this market, because just like everyone, I was underwater there quite a bit for a little bit of time, but I can go back and I can look at that equity curve and I can say, during the year 2000, there was a drawdown. During 2008, there was a drawdown. Currently this year, there was a drawdown. I can see those. Yeah, you can see those right on the chart, right? They're not significant because these are kind of shorter term trades, but you can tell that it doesn't make money all the time. And by knowing that, it helps me just stick with the system and saying, okay, I need to continue to keep losses small. I need to continue to trade the system as is and not go crazy and jump to something else. And then eventually you'll have one of these kind of up thrusts that end up happening when you snag a couple of good ones.
Yeah, for anyone who might be struggling with, defining the rules of the way they approach the market, something to maybe consider. Michael Noss, great stuff as always. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Talk to you Monday.
Yeah, a long weekend actually here in Canada, but that's okay, Michael. You can work on that day and come talk to us on Monday as well. But speaking of technical trades, what you heard Michael say, picking between which ones you like the best. You could always throw. There's so many things you can do when you're looking at refining a strategy. Like you could take that list of things that it spits out and say, well, I like the ones with a higher short float. Like TTC has 17%. Maybe that's better than some of the other ones. I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there because this one has 17%. And then maybe that gets you your pick of which one you like better. Or maybe you find out that if you're taking 5 or 6 as a strategy, you're weighting it towards the one like heavier weight and the one that has a bit of a higher short float because it'll go more. Or you're holding for a little bit more of a gain because of that short float. So there's all kinds of ways when you're doing that kind of analysis that you can refine your trading. And that's what you have to do, right? We talk about it all the time, especially when we're discussing e-signal, the back testing. You want to make sure that you're robustly testing multiple parameters and not just having one specific idea in mind. Throw a few things in there and see what kind of different results you get and how it does change your overall strategy. So yeah, just one thing to throw out there. We always look, I know for us, like if I know, well, I speak for myself. Like if I'm looking at the watch list and there's like 2 or 3 small cappers and I might like a couple of them, generally gravitate to the one that has the bigger short float, or sometimes even the smaller float because you just think it might have a little bit more juice to go, and that's the kind of thing you want to add in to your repertoire.
Yeah, no, I was just saying about the rule base is what I was trying to get at, what I learned from Michael Noss right there, and that is just like, we talk about that all the time. It's why we put out these notes. It's why we talk about what strategies we're doing. It's why we say we're waiting for this price or we're not waiting for that price. I think that's nailing it right on the head. I mean, like Michael said, he's been here for many years and adjusted his trading style and his method of looking for different strategies and how to react to them and not panicking during, like I was looking, like most accounts are up, if not maybe a little bit higher than even where you were possibly pre-tariff announcement. And that's because, again, we've been through all of this. I was actually talking with Obi in the kitchen before, and he's like, the more he sits through some of these cycles, the more it seems easier to trade them. And it's just like it's gaining the experience, whether or not it's sports, it's their diet, it's a daily routine, it's whatever it is. It is all about, trying to get something that's more consistent, and the rules base does help you stay out of trouble. I mean, look, your rules, you could have a trade strategy that goes 0 for 7, but it's a trade strategy, you followed it, and then you got to adjust to it. But at least, you followed something and you weren't just trading off the seat of your pants. And I think that's a very, very dangerous way to do it. I was really surprised. We had Take Two yesterday, actually, report. And I was a little bit surprised that it wasn't down a little bit even more.
Right back.
Yeah, it did bounce right back. And it was just the fact that, again, GTA 6, we know that's been delayed now till next May. And they just keep burning through a lot of cash because they're developing this game and the graphics and the AI engine and all this kind of stuff. But Take-Two Interactive, I mean, doesn't look like people, I think this must have been the day where they said that it was going to be delayed, and then all of a sudden now you're right back up and looking to break out through this 235. So this could be another play going from bottoms here right back to top and looking to break out. So Take-Two Interactive, again, another name if you're playing off of what sort of an earning strategy has been lately. When you've went red to green, it normally will go way green. So let's wait to see here what happens with Take-Two. But what were you?
So there was one of the guys, I don't know if he still works at the algo room, but it was an algo trader that used to say, when you're looking you're testing strategies, sometimes the one that goes like 0 has a ridiculously low percentage is a better foundational idea than something it's like, this one hit like 55% of the time. Because the thing that's like, it was just constantly wrong when they run their back test. Like, wait a minute, then you might have something based on like what it's looking at and where it's looking at it, and you just got to think about it in the other direction. Like I tell it to traders all the time. Like if you constantly have top wicks and bottom wicks that lose, there is something very, very fundamentally right about what you are doing. You should know that, because it just means that you are looking in exactly the right spot on the right stock. If it ends up being like a nasty wick at whatever it might be, you just have to refine the strategy, the execution strategy around it, but you're looking in the right spot, which can be key. But I see it's already 9 o'clock. We have a bunch of things on the watch list. There's a lot of catalysts today, despite the fact there weren't a ton of earnings. So let's get right on to it. That free watch list, which you can get by scanning the QR code you see right in front of you.
Just reading a couple of comments here. Market downside here right now, not in a hurry, but just be aware we are coming back in a little bit, guys. White House making some comments. There is some Trump talk floating around right now on tariffs. They're just saying they're going to set, quote unquote, set tariff rates in the coming weeks for countries. So that kicked things off there a little bit to the downside. Yeah, as we mentioned, let's get right into what is happening this morning. If you haven't done so, make sure you take a second. Jump down to the description of this video. Top link in the description will get you to the sign-up page for the watch list. It's free. It has everything on it you need to know every single day in the pre-market before we come on. Meta is top of the list this morning. Delaying their AI caused this move to the downside yesterday, going into the close, about 0.5% here this morning. Back to the lows right now, Joseph, as we get going here for Meta. A bit of a follow-through play here, possibly. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's not looking too bad. A solid recovery here in Meta throughout the past couple weeks here, Brendo. But again, kind of lagging NVIDIA, but not too bad of a look. I do like this from a daily standpoint as well, too, guys. Got to be patient with this name, but you can see we're still not too far off of those all-time highs. So this is what we want to see in a name like Meta and all these Mag 7s, is a solid recovery, and I'm glad that we're seeing that here.
Quietly, we're seeing more and more delays with AI models, people not necessarily pausing, but pumping the brakes a little bit on development of AI models.
Well, we have the prime example of Apple Intelligence.
Exactly.
So,
but I think it's just getting to a point where there's so much that's so good already that if you're going to come out with something new, quote unquote new, it's going to have to be just
it has to be bigger and better. Yeah. Exactly.
So maybe a sign of things to come here. 0.5%, guys, for Meta.
Yeah, and look, it does look a little bit pullback-ish. That's the thing. It looks like it's in the midst of a pullback. Like on the daily, you've had a nice strong trend, and it's really close to maybe breaking that, which I think it would be a nice, healthy thing for this to pull right back in and retest the 50, 200, which we're right about this. I mean, it's about basically the same spot, because that 580 area was such a key price. It was resistance before, and we talked about this with the Bitcoin chart. It is perfectly healthy when you're in an up move to pull back, retest that prior resistance level, and then go. We had one semi-test of it, then gapped away. So pull back into the 580 to 600 area seems relatively healthy to me here in Meta. I don't think I'd trade Meta today because I just heard something on SoFi, but I couldn't quite make it out. But like, you have a really tight consolidation, or we called it like range-bound trade, that is much cleaner. Like that Meta chart, it's all over the place and it's an expensive stock, but Apple has been showing you the same high all week, or same relative high all week. So if you wanted to fade a range trade like this one, it hasn't been getting to 214 and 215, which is maybe a bit of a kind of stinks, because that's the level I've wanted to get to. But I think anything now under the 14 is going to be the way to go. But Meta, I think you're in a healthy pullback. I wouldn't be too concerned if I saw this in the 580 to 600 range sometime next week.
Yeah, the 200-period moving average down there at 580. I think the more important news here is that they're looking at that antitrust case as well, trying to get that thrown out right here. So, like, all they're doing is delaying this until the fall. I mean, I think all these stocks do have is time, right? I mean, we don't base, like, that move yesterday right there, that story is now out. So now we have to say, okay, if they're coming with something hopefully better in the fall, I'd rather them release something that, Mark Zuckerberg or whoever's going to be in charge of all of this now, as they got rid of some engineers, they got rid of some, internal management here that was managing this behemoth project. And it's just like, now that maybe they'll find their way a little bit with it. I mean, I didn't really know anything about this project to begin with. I mean, I'm a shareholder. We know all these large language models are a thing. It's been real nice, but it does have, its dip down opportunities. We've seen Meta really get clocked, during many of these days, especially when we talk about DOJ, the FTC. Like, there's always people looking at their business, and that's going to be a problem. But once it gets going, it gets going. We saw like 20 or so days in a row, followed by 20 or so days downside, followed by tariff days. But yeah, I like the stock. I don't think you want to touch it now until it breaks above this 670, 665 area, just because it does look like there is some negative headwinds right now in facing this company. So yeah, I would say back into here. There's a lot. I'm kind of using that whole get this garbage out of here terminology again. Like, there's a lot that happened there in mid-April that if we can get back to some of those top levels where we probably should have bought some of these breakouts, those could be support levels, right? I mean, it looks like the 10% tariff thing that China and the United States are trying to work around. If that's going to be the base for many of these countries, then I think we're fine and we'll just move forward and we'll figure out how to deal with that from a revenue standpoint with a lot of these names. So I don't think Meta's in trouble here at all. I actually think this pullback right now, you could actually dip by some of this right here. I just worry about the NASDAQ possibly slowing down a little bit, which would create Meta falling back as well. So still love the name. I love everything that they're doing. They have Oculus. They have those new glasses. Instagram continues to be super hot. Those somehow monetize WhatsApp. Yeah, I think Meta's completely fine.
Speaking of WhatsApp, I'm just going to throw this out there anecdotally. The baseball team, my daughter's baseball team, they have the Team Snap is it's a fantastic thing for managing a team and communication and all that kind of stuff. But everyone still wants to create a group chat on WhatsApp to communicate, even though there's a dedicated way to do it on this other app. It's because it's ingrained. At some point of Meta's they've got you somewhere. If you don't use Instagram, you're using WhatsApp. And the best thing about their AI is you're going to utilize it wherever you happen to make that connection. So yeah, Meta's awesome.
What's up? Adam right there reminding, we did buy Meta. Oh, you must have been watching the show. Shout out to Adam right there. And it was like Sharif. I remember Sharif wasn't even really with us yet, and he remembers me pounding the table there. 90 was great. I thought it was maybe a little bit $190 to $100 there. But yeah, that's right. Never forget, where these prices can go and have come from, because there is an unbelievable amount of money to be made in this market. No matter, you just got to pick the stock, whether or not it's Meta. We had that example of UNH going up like 6,000% there in 20 years or something like that. There's a lot of opportunity in this market, let alone with a stock like Meta right now. And there's a lot of people that don't like Meta, and that's fine. Fair enough. The other thing too is, what about TikTok? Right, like that story's not solved yet. Like, if there's some sort of negativity around TikTok, and if Trump changes his mind on this, because that ban is still there, they're just not upholding it.
They just keep pushing it.
Right.
back.
So it's like they've already made the decision on this that TikTok has to be sold. So I don't know what the date is for that, but that could be another tailwind for Meta. If TikTok all of a sudden disappears, then I think Instagram stories or Reels or whatever it is continues to push the needle on that one.
For Google too. But Webull seems to be moving around here, and I don't really have a headline, but maybe we can figure out. Webull up to like 13, it tagged 13.30, now 7%. It could be a relief rally. Maybe it's like a semi-squeeze. Someone just starts hitting the offer, and there's not a lot of liquidity there. But either way, Webull starting to get on the move again. Let's go back to the desk.
So and I were just talking about this. Maybe that TikTok deal ends up getting done or rolled into the whole trade deal
with
with
the
China.
tariff deals. Exactly.
And they come up with the mega deal,
The mega deal.
the beautiful deal.
Yeah, the deal maker himself getting it done.
All right, let's go to Novo Nordisk here. Back to, trying to get back to the upside right now. 64 was a bit of a level. If you go back a couple of days ago, we're below that right now. CEO is gone.
Yeah, it's gone, and Novo stock has lost close to 50% of its value in the past year. 20%, 23% down year to date, guys. So known for its blockbuster drugs like Ozempic, but not a good look here in NVO, guys.
Yeah, we'll see if, they have to choose one first, but we'll see if they continue down that road, that weight loss road, as Ozempic has been so huge for them, or if they try to pivot.
That's
there's so much
crazy.
competition now.
There's so much competition with Mounjaro and everything along those lines, but lost close to 50% of its value is absolutely insane. I didn't think it was going to go that way.
Yeah, and maybe that's why he has to fall on the sword, apparently, guys, for NVO.
Had a lot of these. We've had a lot of these CEOs recently, like stepping down and whatnot. I'm going to read the headline that I only see one for this Webull move. It just says Coinbase partners with Webull Pay to power crypto experience. So it's coming from some blog. So just take that with a grain of salt. That's why apparently or potentially why Webull is moving, but I only saw that one place. As far as Novo goes, I think the bottom's starting to come in. Like, this isn't a full-blown UNH type of situation, but at some point, it's like there's some value in here. I don't know if it's going to be yet. Maybe I think you need to close above the 50 and break a level out. Like, if once we can close above the 50 and break, say, 72, maybe that's closer. Actually, more like 74 would be the bigger level. I think that gets really spicy, and I'd probably take a shot myself. I like Lilly better. That's what I have in my long-term holdings. It's like a top 6 holding for me. I'd have to double check. It kind of goes back and forth. Netflix has been pretty good. But Novo, I see this shelf, and I kind of mispriced it when I wrote my note the first time because I was looking more at the 65 level as the good shelf to look to play fades back into. I do think it's above 70 where the real breakout I think is going to happen on Novo. So looking at what it's already done, unfortunately, and this is one thing about when you're looking at levels, all of a sudden we come back in here and you've made a bottom and you're holding the volume weighted average price. That has me a little bit more cautious with the way I would interact with that 65. It would have to be some sort of mean reversion play because it's now trending back to the upside. So I'd rather it show me a very clean like trend break. It would need to do something like this off the open, do a clean trend in to some of these prior highs around 65 and then fade. I never, like when something's holding VWAP this cleanly, I tend not to be as bearish as I was before. But in the overall sense, I'm looking to short in around that area. And as I said on that daily chart, I really do think like once this gets back above 74, I think you got a potential breakout on your hands. But it's got some overhead resistance it's got to chew through first. Like I said, it's not like UNH. UNH was more like a falling knife, and the valuation just at some point gets too good. But I think Novo is just a case of a pure trend down, which is on the verge of being tested here. But for today, we're looking for that fade on a mean reversion Novo.
Yeah, I mean, we bought Eli Lilly the other day, like literally 2 days ago or 3 days ago, and it's still where it was. Again, it's just like, this guy's, retiring, leaving, whatever, due to, potentially increased competition, and Novo Nordisk sort of lost its way a little bit against Eli Lilly. But no, I got one, and I got a water too. Yeah, thanks. I like this name way better, but nice little drop down in here for Eli Lilly. I've been buying some of this. We had Andrew Rader on yesterday. He kind of liked this dip buy opportunity as well in the name. So I like Eli Lilly to make moves here more than Novo Nordisk. So I haven't really seen too much about it, but sometimes a move of the CEO, it can spark, right? So it's not, this could be a beginning of a little bit of a run back up to some of these levels again for NVO. So that's not even that bad. Generally speaking, if you get a change in CEO and the market likes it, the stock can rip higher. So we'll see where they're going with this. They have not announced a new CEO, right? I don't believe so. We'll wait to see where that goes. The company emphasized strategy, during step temporary, leadership transition. So we'll wait to see who gets. I mean, we saw that Lip Bhutan move with Intel once that was announced, and then we saw UNH, as Neil just mentioned there, with the new CEO or getting rid of their CEO. I think it's a little bit of a different situation there, but NVO. I think it's just very risky right now. AbbVie, like Bristol. I mean, you guys seen Bristol Myers? I mean, it's not. It's not a great space right now. We had a nice run up in many of these names, right? I mean, it was a good sort of time over the last 6 to 8 months, right? I mean, we were talking about this. Remember we used to have the Fibonacci princess, but I forget. Damn it, I should remember her name. That's embarrassing. But she was talking about it for a long time, and it just kept on falling. Eventually, it found this base. Tammy, yes, correct. Thank you so much for that. That's embarrassing. I was actually messaging with Danielle yesterday. I hope she's doing well as well. But there it is, a nice move upside from 40 all the way up to 62. And then look what's happened to these drug companies since. Like just a lot of downside. Oh, come on, SMCI. Now SMCI is even going even more. I have this written down. See, it's not a New York name. I have SMCI written down today as a great long opportunity. But there it is, man. I wrote down $44. That was when it was rated to here. We won't get to it here, but now it's really starting to go. Come on, SMCI. The market makes a move down. Now look at this pop right there. We had this as a top trade idea there today. We'll still be here with it. It's nice to see that at least we wrote down long, and it's really starting to go now. So as what Neil said there, we had a lot of top ticks yesterday, and we got out of that Apple trade. Thankfully, we did not get topped out on NVIDIA or on Google. We'll wait to see if we could do something on SMCI here today. But all right, Google won. We sort of talked about that. I did sort of a little bit when we talking about Microsoft and Teams. Let's go find out the story with Google and what's rallying this name. What a big move for Google the last couple days.
Headline there, just real quick on SMCI, if anybody missed it, they're teaming up with DataVolt, also going into Saudi Arabia with a hyperscaler AI campus. So investment for SMCI, moving around on that this morning. Yeah, there's this Google One headline this morning. If you missed that, 150 million subscribers to Google One at this point, just absolutely astronomical, to a point where even Bill Ackman wants to up his stake in this from 3.986 million to 4.437 million. Again, it's a 13F, so it's a while ago. But still.
Finally, something positive here for Google, Brando. I mean, one thing after the other, the antitrust, Apple wanting to start their own AI as well, too. But yeah, finally getting a nice recovery here in Google. And we can see just from a technical standpoint, guys, we are sitting on top of a key daily range. So let's see if we can continue and break out of it like some of these other big names are.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking, sorry, just hearing more White House talk right now, guys, for the market itself coming back down. But yeah, I mean, Google looking great here this morning.
Yeah, I just grabbed the coffee and I get to see SMCI going. So I feel like SMCI is probably going to weasel its way into some plans. When it's moving, you got to respect it. Like Alphabet, yeah, you pick a name, and like Sean, Google was never my top holding or anything like that, but it was certainly for a long time been in the top 5. And whenever you ask yourself, do I still view it that way for myself? The answer was no, and so you take some out. I have essentially just put that money into Meta. We'll see how that ends up going. I'm sure, like right now, it doesn't look very good. But the breakout hasn't really, to me, happened until you've broken 170 on Alphabet. So yeah, solid recovery, but not great compared to the rest of its cohorts. Kind of like Apple, it has yet to make that really good and powerful breakout run. So until it gets over the 170 level, I still think you're in a bit of a consolidated phase. It's done the V-shaped recovery. So when you go back to the shock that it had put in, that prior high looks like your support at 165, and then it needs to get above 170. So on a Friday, that's almost perfect. Like I think you're looking at 165 to hold, but I'm not really all that. I'm not like super bullish because I think you've made your run. I think you got to get above the 170. That's going to be a tricky thing to do. The market doesn't look that strong today, and it being a Friday, I think you run into a brick wall at the 170 level on Apple or on Google. But as I said before, we talked about Meta. I probably have more Apple on the mind than these other Mag 7s.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, I have Google on the mind. Google was my #1 trade yesterday. I think it was my biggest trade probably of the year, just P&L-wise, because we were able to be patient and really watch this thing fall off a cliff there yesterday. This is where we shorted it right there at the 200 period in VWAP. We talked about getting wicked out of Apple, which we did. Like Apple was even a crazier trade yesterday because it had just, I mean, we had basically the same amount of shares. Oh, too bad we have that wick. But it was the same kind of a stop out right there. And then the drop. Oh, man, I got to edit that. That looks bad. Okay, so let's go back into Google just quickly here. So again, up 1.9% yesterday, like I was saying. I just wanted to show you that yesterday afternoon, the 200 period was pretty good, but it wasn't really anything all the way through the day. So I don't really want to use that necessarily as any support or resistance. And as you can see, like VWAP, like it was all just really, really choppy until eventually we were like, just felt short and we were able to basically catch this whole move and it was really awesome. But, today, I would just say a drop back into this area, but that's like 164. I'm not sure we get it. I still don't love, I sold Google because I don't love it, but yeah, I mean, hard to ignore price action today. So I think the first spot to look is 166. I mean, it's these pre-market bottoms right there. You had that nice move up. It pulled back a little bit when the NASDAQ came down. It's not really going up too much with this NASDAQ move higher. So I just think like, if I didn't sell some at 160, I would maybe take this advantage here and start to sell some at these levels because how much higher than 170 are we going to get? And we're at 167 today. So, yeah, I think there's a downside play coming in Google, but then I don't want to be short. I want to buy the dips. This is a bull market we're in. We've been in it for a minute, and yeah, it just keeps on getting stronger. I think fading something has to be done later, not earlier. Like there could be a move down near the end of the day like we saw yesterday again. So we'll see if that winds up happening. But for right now, early, no, not really worth standing in the way of anything, to be honest with you.
Joseph and I were just talking about AI, and what I was saying was, like, there's so many that are so good at this point, but specifics are like one versus another. So apparently Claude is a lot better at coding, for example, than Gemini or ChatGPT. So it depends on what you're using it for. But
exactly. Well, I have people in the chat telling me that they use Grok for coding.
Or
as well
that, or
too.
Grok
they
too,
love using Grok as well too. But just to add to Brendo's point, there's so many that you can use now, and Google's just slightly struggling and behind the ball on some of them. I like using Copilot personally right off of the Bing web browser, but I don't think Google has that kind of accessibility that we're looking for.
And as we were saying, you know, they've started putting that Gemini blurb at the top of search. Does it just get to a point where google.com or google.ca becomes Gemini?
Becomes it, yeah.
Probably inevitable. 5% here, guys, for AMAT off their report that, I mean, it came down to a revenue miss, and then the forecast was a bit weak.
Yeah, AMAT, it's looking tough here, guys. You can see that we're trading a little bit lower here, 166 and change. Applied Materials, I thought they were going to have a better report here, but it's not necessarily something that I want to see. And from an intraday standpoint as well, too, Brando, not the most liquid. You can see that we have multiple gaps up on the daily as well. So I'm going to be patient. Maybe this will, some more volume will step into this name and we can take advantage of some trades.
Yeah, just back to basically some moving averages there on a higher time frame for AMAT today, guys. What do we do?
To be it's such a simple fade play on AMAT. Like the rejection at 175, it's about as textbook clean as it's going to get. In the afternoon, someone was asking us about AMAT. I'm like, yeah, take Lamb over AMAT all day and every day and twice on Sunday. Not really sure where that saying comes from, but it sounds cool, so why not? But I think today, you can be bullish in some chip spaces, but I feel like this might not be necessarily the one. We've seen them do relief rallies before, but after seeing what just happened with SMCI, like, where are you going to look for a buy? In AMAT, which is down and with slight disappointment, maybe, and if it rallies, I'd be thinking fade anyways if it got close to 175. No, I want to stick with the plan of action and go over to the chip names that are showing you distinct direction. NVIDIA continues to climb higher, dips every single open, pretty much, with one or two exceptions in the last week and a half, but almost every single open you've dipped. You got the prior high, so prior close at 135 area, and then you also got the 132 that I have in the note, and then SMCI, I think I just put out, and someone said this in the chat, and I agree with them. It's kind of a reverse head and shoulders. I mean, it's what the pattern tells you, not that it looks exactly as it's drawn, because I don't think it would in this particular case, but it's a rejection of a break of support, which would be 44. So breaks of 44, the new support, breaks it, rejects that break, holds 44, and then tries to take out the top. So I think 44 support, and then look for breaks off the top of SMCI, because it's more about what the pattern that you're looking at is telling you than trying to draw something exactly, like we're artists around here. Yeah, so those are the names I'll be looking for in the chip space, SMCI and NVIDIA, not so much AMAT. Unless it gets to 175, and I think you short it.
Yeah, I don't really ever, we had the earnings on yesterday. We don't really trade, I don't really trade AMAT around here. So yeah, for me, I didn't spend too much time looking at it. So many other things popping off there. I mean, next up is NVIDIA and CoreWeave. I mean, CoreWeave's had such a crazy move as well recently. And then I got Tesla. We don't even have Tesla on
350,
here.
man.
Which is going to be a stock that will actually be traded today. Yeah, this 350 break is going to be something pretty hot fire on Tesla. I'm waiting for that. I am punching the you-know-what out of this one. The minute this goes break, I'm just waiting for the imbalances to hit in 4 minutes, and then once that, or 3 minutes, and then once we see what's going on with those, I just don't want to be involved on an early break. Like, I'll be on this break like early, but I mean, like, I don't want to be pre-market early. So we'll see what happens if it gets going there. But I really, the trend here, everything that we've seen, I'm willing to risk it a lot today on that kind of a break. So let's wait to see. We do have to respond to a pullback on it, and we'll talk about this as the trade develops. So let's get over to the desk. But yeah, Tesla on my mind way more than actually everything on here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 13F, again, just highlighting NVIDIA's position in CoreWeave, not doing a heck of a lot on that this morning, but huge couple of days here coming off their report. I mean, we're still basically right in the middle of the range here for earnings.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good look here. We were just talking about CoreWeave as well, too, Brando. The CEO claiming that they have some new big hyperscale clients. And I think it's just going to benefit NVIDIA as well, too. I mentioned the deals that they're just striking across the board, and I think it's absolutely fantastic for these two companies here. So another 500,000, so involving importing 500,000 of NVIDIA's advanced AI chips is the UAE, and also striking deals in Saudi Arabia as well, too.
Yeah, thoughts here, guys? I mean, not doing a heck of a lot so far this morning.
Really, there was a good short off the open yesterday, and then if you took it, we only went short off the open, but a better rally on CoreWeave. But you're just chilling out in the middle of the range. We say don't diddle in the middle. Yeah, like pick a direction, man. Here, like early on, all you do is short under VWAP, and then afterwards you just head long above it. I think I'll be looking at NVIDIA and now SMCI much more than CoreWeave, but it's worth remembering this is still, remember that whole, you make a high on the IPO or the first few days after an IPO and it gets faded. When a stock retakes that IPO high, it tends to get pretty bullish. So, you know, barring anything crazy, like a close above the 65 today or whatever that high, it's like 64.5, looks like it is still in the midst of that breakout. So in the higher time frame, this is incredibly bullish, regardless of what you happen to think about the business. I kind of already went over NVIDIA when we were talking about AMAT and didn't realize we were looking at that. But as Sean said, at the open, the 350 that we waited 2 days for, you know, or a day and change, because I guess it was at the close on Wednesday, is going to come into play. I still think the mid 330s, even though we played it on Wednesday, but not yesterday, the mid 30s also look very, very good for dip buys. I saw some things hit the bid. Did we get some sell imbalances?
Yeah, we got a lot of sell imbalances right here. I'm actually just trying to edit this candle right here. Yeah, so just quickly, I'm gonna, so there's NVIDIA right there with the sell. So right on topic here. Qubit with a sell there, Amazon with a sell here. So that's making a move lower right now as these imbalances just came through. So Amazon goes 206 to 205.60. So they lose $1 there. Microsoft with the sell. Whoops, no volume on Microsoft. What's up with Microsoft? We already talked about that. There's something weird going on with it. Google with a little bit of a sell, but it's really the big one, NVIDIA, which is what we're talking about right now. So if you're wondering what that little downtick is right there, it is NVIDIA down into 135. I wrote down here on the note that we wanted to look at 135 to 135.50. So it is on the sticky note right there, 135 to 135.50. These new Chinese developments are fueling more AI optimism here. So we'll figure out where we're going with it. But again, dip buy opportunities abound here today in this market as we start the day higher, right? We're starting the day green, so we're gonna wait to see if we can get some of these values. This is yesterday's close. We've been sort of using those levels as sort of, I don't know, the truth. So we'll wait to see if that happens and we get back into here. I don't think NVIDIA will be red today, but who knows? So that has to come back into 135 before we do anything. So I am bidding NVIDIA 135, and then we talked about SMCI, but SMCI again, $44. Nice move higher there. But again, new technology with the liquid cool. So, that's just something else. We always think about SMCI as all these technical issues or accounting issues and all that kind of stuff. But if that's through them, then SMCI does have some some runway there. So I really like that. So what I'm looking at early right now, we're still looking at that Tesla bump. Did they get? Yeah. So they also had a sell imbalance. So we're back down to 346 right now. SMCI 44, NVIDIA 135, Tesla, and then the Nasdaq. It's the same kind of a play again. I'm not certain about where the market wants to go today. This could be a little bit of a sell-off on a Friday. We talked about being short bias yesterday. All of my plays pretty much yesterday were short side. And we'll see what happens. Okay, and then there we go. The Nasdaq was just there, and now it's here again. So something might have just happened immediately on the Nasdaq. We were just talking about, I was going to say 70.50 was where I'm sitting, and I'm still sitting there. It's on my note as that, but something just hit the market right now like a ton of bricks. Like that's a huge move. Apple.
It's Apple.
It's Apple. Yeah. Apple's doing something right now, apparently. So I'm just going to edit this. If we do get something here on Apple, we'll tell you what it is. But right now, we just heard in our ear Apple getting a pop, so that's nice. But everything's kind of getting a pop right now. There goes Google, probably Tesla, again, getting, not really Tesla. Did Amazon move? We just saw the NASDAQ rip. So there's Amazon ticking higher as well. So I'm not sure. Did those imbalances just get paired off or something? Hold on.
NVIDIA paired off. Apple's only 500.
Oh, that might be why.
NVIDIA paired and went 500 to buy.
Well, Apple switched to buy. They all flipped.
Yes, they all flipped to buy.
So that's exactly what happened.
QUBT that reported is a sell of 500,000. Worth noting. I know we didn't get to this one. We discussed it right off the bat. So if you joined us a little bit late, you didn't hear QUBT beat on revenue. They had revenue of $39,000, and it's $1 billion market cap, but it's not a fundamental thing. It is squeezing, it's above VWAP, and it's going. But I think the Mag 7, well, maybe not the Mag 7, but NVIDIA, Tesla, SMCI going to be in play this morning for sure. Webull had a partnership with Coinbase that was announced.
Here comes Apple right back down.
Going. Yeah, I mean, NVIDIA just pulled right back in here as well. So yeah, preach some patience. I want to wait for that prior day close, I think, to get tested. Tesla is now pulling away from that 350. So maybe Tesla gives you that 330, the under 340 into the mid 330 zone one more time here as we're about to ring the bell on the final day of what has been a spectacular week for the market, for trading. We're in a bull market here again, everybody. So let's try to ring it. Oh, it's Fabian on the bell. It's right. Dara not feeling well. In 2 and 1, let's go.
Oh, Dara's not feeling well?
No, she take off. She mentioned that she would.
Oh, she took off.
Yeah, I know she has a really, really bad.
Yeah, I know she
didn't look too good.
She took I gave her the Advil there, so okay, that's too bad. Oh, get well soon, Dara. I didn't know about that, so okay. All right, thank you for that one. Fabian. Okay, Tesla, just waiting for that 350 to go. I have the order in. If it goes, it goes. We'll wait for that. That's too bad about it, Dara. Too bad. Get well soon. Hopefully she's feeling better by the weekend. So, all right, so 135.80 to the downside right there for NVIDIA, now up 1% on the day. We're still looking to get long on this, but here comes the NASDAQ. So that was just a pair-off opportunity. We didn't necessarily get any news on that. So we'll wait to see. I guess Brendan looks like he'll be looking after the news for a little bit for us as well, and we'll try to repeat any sort of story that we hear in our ear as well. But here goes Tesla. It's going right now. There's 348. It's a nice move higher right now. As we continue to go, we're looking at SMCI. We're looking at Tesla this morning. We don't need to get anything too wild right now because the market is going through a lot of volume. Like it's a Friday here. It is the third Friday, by the way, isn't it? The 16th. Does that make sense?
It is.
It is the third Friday. So there we go.
Index action, right?
So that makes sense. Okay. So
make way more.
All right. Let's see if there's anything going on in quantum plays. Rigetti. We did have that QUBT. There's Rigetti bumping up. QBTS today as well. So I'm not into anything yet. Nothing's hitting for me. So I'm trying to be patient.
NVIDIA is coming down.
Yeah. So is the NASDAQ. So that's a worry spot.
Yeah. Like NVIDIA is dropping in here. So a test of the prior day low is certainly going to be in play. Sorry. Prior day close is going to certainly be in play, this 135 level here on NVDA. SMCI, which, remember SMCI?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it got that, I forget the news off the top of my hand, but they're building, it's Saudi, they're building something. 44 was a level I liked, but 45 looks like it just held pretty clean. I'm going to preach the patience thing. On a third Friday, you get a little bit more whippish action here in the market. So I want to be a little bit more patient with this down move before we get into anything here. Maybe let it break the 45 and get a little bit lower on SMCI. We've seen it do this in the past where the reversion is spectacular, but the first move down can be a little bit hairy. For sure.
All right. We're in, I agree. I mean, I said I wouldn't get in anything too early. Well, it's 9:32. But here we go. So we're logging into the Qs, man. We wrote this down on our sticky note, $70.50. We said that will the NASDAQ go negative today? We'll see if it does. And it almost did right there. So I'm just testing that theory. Will we go red? So if we do, I'm punching out. This is not, we got at a 10% right there for a quick little scalp, 70, 67 up to 70, 80. So that's where it is right now. We took out some. I'm still waiting up here at VWAP around $70.90 or so. If we can get that, that would be great. And then we'll see about trying to take out the highs of the day again on the NASDAQ. So I'm long right now into the triple Qs. Again, I like the position. It's like a 1 to 2 unit position right now as we just wait to see if it wants to go higher. I'm only out out at 10%. We're waiting for a little bit more here at 90. We could get out right now, start our day off on a nice little bump here, but we'll just wait, see if there's some love back to the upside right now for this play. I don't know if you're still looking at Tesla because it's getting closer.
It's very close.
And closer.
Just a quick note.
Yeah.
There's an issue with the summary, so it's going to be slow updating. Your positions are fine, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
it's just a real trading thing. No worries. It's just like you might see your net take a minute or two.
Oh.
Your positions are absolutely fine. It's all. It just
Okay. Yeah, we'll be
people
fine.
are reporting it. I was just looking
Google's
at
ripping.
in our communication system. So Tesla looks like it's breaking. And bye. Yeah, patience on SMCI was the wrong thing. As I'm looking at Tesla, which is not at 350 yet, SMCI is already breaking out the high of the day. So it looks like it didn't break 45. It held it pretty clean. And now we're getting a bit of a breakout here on SMCI. Nvidia's starting to go as well. Let me just go back over, look at CoreWeave. Everything's starting to go.
Google was huge, man, up to 170 almost.
CoreWeave also broke out, so
watch out for
not
Tesla.
chasing any moves. It looks like Tesla's going to be the first thing that's going to happen is for me, anyways, is going to be Tesla 350, almost guaranteed at this point. Because I'm not taking the break on SMCI. I only wanted that dip.
Here comes Tesla.
And here comes it's 39
you're already
and
on
a
it.
half.
Okay, good.
So it's gonna break any second now, I think. And the thing is, the prior high is 348. So if it fails that break, then I want to buy back in front of 348, not VWAP, right? So VWAP doesn't really matter to me. It's the pre-market high that I like to dip buy into, which will be 348. Of course, now that we mention it, it's like, oh, it's gonna break 350. It's gonna break 350. Now we gotta wait for it. Well, everybody hit that like, hit that subscribe.
Here it goes.
The more we get. See?
It's broken.
Now we're going to break.
I missed it. I
clearly missed it too.
Damn it.
What?
I don't know how I missed that there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we did.
Hold
I
on a
did.
second.
So there it goes.
I didn't. Did it trigger?
Mine triggered, but I missed it. All right, there goes Tesla right there. I only crossed up 20 cents like an idiot, I guess. There it goes, man. The trade that we wanted does not hit for me, which is fine. It's not really fine, but it's fine. All right, I'll just buy some cheaply right here in the 80s. We'll see if that works. But again, we don't have very many shares right now. We'll wait to see. I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback here into like the 40s or 50s. Like, I don't know, just give me something where I should have crossed up to properly
Yeah,
the
like
first
50s.
time. There it is. Okay, well, now I'm long, and now it's tanking. So, execution's definitely work. Yeah, I've already been in a trade.
No, I know.
All right, so here we go, man. We're into Tesla. Let's see if it wants to rock and roll or not. Tesla right now, the high of that move, 51.32s. So we're in this, man, and we're in it pretty good right now. So here we go. We take an 06 out right there. I just pushed offer, enter, and got it. So here we go, Tesla right now, 50 cents in the money. It's the biggest trade that we wanted. It is going to be my biggest trade of the day right now, well, so far. We have more shares on this one than we do on the TQs. So here we go right now for Tesla. Let's see where we go. I just took 2 outs right there, 10% each of those outs. So I still have 80% right now. We get them both above 351. Let's see where Tesla goes from here. Hopefully moon, but who knows? Look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's really pushing back in. So although we're in Tesla and that's cruising and that's a real great trade, the NASDAQ trade is trying to fall out a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say
back?
Nvidia's at the low of the day. Come on, Tesla, print the half. It cannot get to 351.
Oh, it can.
Oh, there it is. No, I'm offering at there. Yeah, now, it just.
Yeah, I got
But
30s.
Nvidia is the problem right now for the market, I should say. Nvidia is not a problem. Well, Nvidia is a great stock, but Nvidia is breaking that low. So got to watch over to that 135 area that we liked for the long. Bye-bye SMCI. That one is going absolutely to the moon. So power up if you bought the dip in SMCI. But we did not, or at least I did not. I want to continue to buy dips on Tesla.
Yeah.
Cancel that and cancel that. I thought I hit
Tesla looks pretty good. Tesla's holding out okay up here.
It's holding okay. I want to see it bounce off the 350
NASDAQ is coming in.
Because now the NASDAQ's really starting to come in. But it's bounced. We just bounced again off 350.
Yeah.
So it's working to reload it in front of 350 a couple times here, but it can't break that $0.50 yet. And that's what it can't seem to break the $0.50 on Tesla. You just really took out the low on Nvidia, and meanwhile SMCI is it's only up 6%. Nothing happening over there. SMCI is going ham. I bet you there's a bunch of other stuff that's moving a heck of a lot more, but Tesla's holding on at least for now. So that's
not to say that we're having a free fall Friday or anything like that, because I'm not sure we are, but the market is coming back in pretty nicely right now. Yeah, so we're long the TQs, but not for long. We do have a stop in this if we break through 40s. We just don't want to hold this through. We said if the Nasdaq's going to go red today, then we don't really want to be part of it because maybe it could be part of something bigger than that. So, all right, so we did get out of some Tesla, obviously early on this move higher. So we are in the money a little bit here on Tesla, but as you can see, it is creating a downside push right now into VWAP again for TSLA. That VWAP is, as we pointed out before, 438. So watch out, 438. 348 right there for Tesla. So that could be a good little reload spot there if we do come out. I'm going to drop this out.
Where I'm waiting.
Yeah, exactly, for a little bit of a breakout right now on Tesla. I got to just watch out here to see where we go. So there goes right back into 350. We did not average into it, so we do have to wait. I do see what you're saying about our nets there. They're not changing.
It's fine. Positions are fine. They're all aware.
I'm like, wait a second. I'm in the money a lot here on the TQs, and it's like, how much am I actually up? Oh shoot! Joe said he doesn't have a shutdown today. Yeah, not earned, but we'll see if he can. Yeah, I like that. I like that attitude. Here we go, though. Let's go, man. Spin it. I'm not even sure how much I'm up, but I'm pretty sure we're up a lot. There goes the TQs right now, man. We're long at 60s again. We buy the 50s. It's exactly as it was written. So we do that one, and now that's starting to bump up. It's funny that you say that because I look down at my net and I'm like, why does it show me zeros on Tesla? I'm like, these are green buys. These are red outs. So, yeah, we should be good to go there on Tesla. No dip buy opportunity for me, but we did get a 50, but we did get 50s. We didn't buy this 48 dip. So that sucks, but it's going to come back in again here. Let's see what this NASDAQ wants to do. That's where all my bread is being buttered right now because this is actually starting to go right now, and that is the NASDAQ. So bye-bye. Maybe we can get an upside play there. I am starting to get more and more out, though. Again, it's a little bit tricky not knowing where my net is at, but we're going to start to get some more out here and just play it. We're underneath VWAP. Hey, if the NASDAQ wants to go, great, but we do going to scalp some out because we still are underneath VWAP. Our stop is 40s, so it's 20 cents worth of a stop. We're only in the money now, 20 cents. So let's take some out and be a little bit conservative on that. Yeah, Tesla, good out there at 351 again. So that was well worth it. Here comes, nice little drop down. Someone just got liquidated or wanted to go short there. So
just, hammered it back.
Yeah, so let's wait to see. Here it is. We're long again at 348. But yeah, Tesla right now needs to move upside. Maybe someone will market it up and we'll be lucky on that.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, NVIDIA just curled off of, it didn't quite get to 135, but it just bounced off of what was the afternoon high, or at least the closing high. So I jumped in when we broke 135 and a half, and we're going to get out if it makes a fresh low. I mean, stops are working just fine.
Tesla just went out.
But Tesla's starting to come back.
I have no idea if I'm up or down on it, probably flat.
Yeah, I just got back in off VWAP. It just, it's going to break 37. It's going to break 47s. So that was that pre-market
boom
high, let's just say, that we wanted it to hold on to, and it doesn't look like you can hold on to it. The opening bar low is also 347.20. So if we lose that, then we're out. We read on Tesla. NVIDIA is trying to get back to the downside. Meanwhile, oh, you got to be kidding me. Well, Tesla's not coming out unless it breaks this level, and I'm not adding to this unless we get some kind of a green candle or recovery above VWAP. I want to make sure we say that before I flip to this thing. This is the ultimate fail right here.
Where?
I just can't.
SMCI.
We'll just cancel that. Remember, like, SMCI needs to be part of our attention this morning all of a sudden? Well, what's the one that went the most and what was the cleanest move to the upside? It's always the one.
Well, if you refresh your summary, it works. You have to hit refresh, Joe.
I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
It's like the first thing you're supposed to do at real trading is you just hit the refresh.
I just did it now because I was like, I want to see what I'm at here because a bunch of zeros hitting right there. Okay, so newest position right now is NVIDIA. NVIDIA's come right back in here again into 135. It was a level that we liked long, but the market right now, oh, by the way, we got out of our TQs, relatively flat. We will wind up red on Tesla. We talked about that just because, again, like just you can't be long at 350 and get out at 347.50 and be green. So we'll watch to see. I do want to buy it through VWAP again, but we'll wait to see what exactly Tesla is doing. But here's NVIDIA down here at 135. I think it's worth a shot. So we're long. So that's what we're doing right now on NVDA. Grab that long at the bottom. Not a huge position for us, but a position, needless to say. I'm going to buy some more right now because let's see if it does get that bounce. The market is flushing back to zeros. We did get out of our TQ position basically for a flat trade, so we're pretty happy. Not happy. We would have liked to have gotten it all out there, but what can we do? We take the shot there. Does not pan out for us. Here comes NVIDIA breaking through 135 again. Just another level here that we're going to have to deal with today. So 135 and change. We'll put another bid down here, see if we can get NVIDIA going. But yeah, for right now, it looks like downside push happening on NVDA. So be careful if you are in this one. I'm trying to buy a little bit more here and then see if we can get going back there to the upside. I still do have Tesla on my mind. I still want to try to buy this.
Bounce again.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to see about a buy through maybe through VWAP 348.50 or so. If we can get that kind of a runner, then we can buy it. That's 348, 348.50. But I don't know. We'll see. The market's going to have to go for us. We're long NVIDIA right now, and I'm going to try that Tesla break of 348.50 just for another long. And then if that doesn't work out, then we just punch out of that one.
I know we're looking at the same couple stocks, but if they're top of your list, they're top of your list. There's not much you can do about it. UNH fell back off. I didn't want to say plunged. Fell back off the open and is trying to break through VWAP. I think it's starting to get a little bit more bullish. If UNH takes out the top today, I think it'll be pretty spicy. But I wanted to get to that so everybody can have a look at the interesting names I know you want to see. Webull partnership with Coinbase. It's given up almost the entirety of the move. If it gives up the whole move, I think there's a bounce play in here off of yesterday's lows for Webull. Like, you can't frame this as completely negative, but the market is bringing Webull all the way back in. NVIDIA wicked me out of that first long, but now it held the prior day close, yesterday's close. So I think you can get to the volume weighted average price as long as you can sustain that move. And over at Apple, which it doesn't seem to ever want to give you the short to 214 and 215, but it's underneath VWAP. I'll have to get rid of that wick as well at some point. It's underneath the volume weighted average price and trending down. And I favor the short in Apple. We'll let it bounce and see if we can get VWAP or the highs on that name. And CoreWeave is going at, it's still like it's still a beast.
Yeah.
I'm running out of adjectives for this thing, so congratulations if you're in CoreWeave. Sometimes you should, it is what it is. SMCI and CoreWeave were clearly the two longs today, but who knew? Tesla's a 350
well,
break.
we knew SMCI.
Everyone's going to take a 350 break because you have to look at it from the standpoint of when, like the 300 break, like when it does work, you got to have it. You got to have it. So you're going to take it 10 times out of 10. And we're going to try to get to VWAP on NVIDIA and see if I can't get into SMCI at some point before this thing gets to $50 today. Because on a Friday, you're up 7.5%. Where else are you going to go, SMCI? 50 is such an obvious place if it continues to go squeezing. So VWAP's in play here. I think we wait for a red candle. Like the first red candle, I'm going to look as a buying opportunity on my 3-minute.
Dude, we're putting some damage right now on the board, like serious damage right now. Let's go NVIDIA and let's go Tesla. We're back in the money. We're now $1 in the money on that play. We waited for it to rip, right? We waited for it to get back through VWAP. We said we were buying this breakout. Now, whether or not it goes or not, I don't know. We're already out of half right there for that $1 and a little bit less than $1. We're getting out if it breaks back down below 348. So that's it, man. This is going to be a trade that we're going to be on. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks for watching, man. NVIDIA is an absolute monster right now, but Tesla is the one that I'm trying to worry about as we just got, thankfully, we just told you we got out of half because we did. A little bit under half, actually, 45% of it. But let's see if it wants to get higher right now. 50 cents in the money. Now, I'm going to take out a piece at 49s, so we'll punch that out. We'll see if we can get a little bit higher. I'm waiting at 349.50. That was the high of the move. If we could take another clean dollar on that, then we'll hold and see what, actually, I'm going to cancel that. Let's just see if we can get back to 350. 351 is definitely a possibility as well there. But it's Moon City right now on NVIDIA. We're really proud of this play because we wrote it down 135. So it came right into 135. We took it. My best fill there is 60. My best fill on NVIDIA 65. So good little pullback there for that. But here comes Tesla, man. We celebrated it because it was good, but now it's coming right back in. So watch out for Tesla right now coming back. I'll take another piece here at O's one more time. I'm just scalping 50 cents. Remember, the risk is 50 cents. So now I'm out of 65% of this trade with no more offers. Let's now see if it goes. If it breaks back down below 348, we're going to be out of it, and we'll probably be flat on this last reload of Tesla. So we're waiting for it to go. You know what? Now that I see this, I'm going to go at 349.85 to get out of something just because it's ahead of that 350 level. I mean, I'd hate for it to get back up here. Remember, I think it was just yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yep.
We went to 350, right to this level, basically right here, and then dropped off $6 or $7 to close the day near those lows. So not near the lows, but the lows of the afternoon. So, all right, there it goes again. We missed it, right? Being a little bit too, that's shitty, man. We were just at 349.80s, and it went to 349.70s. So, yeah, it's a tricky trade right there for Tesla, I feel like.
Yeah, it's
not going. I like it to see it go, and then I have to make a decision.
I want it to be really clear before I get back into Tesla, because like early good and then not after, but it's looking like it's forming a bit of a wedge. If you zoom it out a little bit, you might be able to see, but I don't want to get like run at the periphery. Like we're still very much, we're holding the top end of the range to the T of what it did at 50 last time, which is down into 346. So I want to be long in front of 46, or when this thing starts holding a bit above 50. SMCI is allergic to red candles.
There it goes again.
So this is the first red candle of the day on SMCI. So I want to get in on the dip and then add on the, stupid thing to say, but on the rip. But meaning like on the red candle, I want to be getting in. And then if it does the big green after, I want to be adding to it on the way back into the upside. So as long as it holds VWAP, we're going to be into SMCI. I'll try to find it and reread the news story for you guys, but it happened in the pre-market when I was getting a coffee. It's going to be real. And there is a news catalyst for SMCI. It's not just kind of randomly up 47% or 7% at $47. NVIDIA is starting to come back in here, so have to watch out for that a bit. Try to get to the volume weighted average price. Just came to 135.75 and a little tiny rejection. So maybe this can also put in higher lows. Those are the three names I'm watching here right now. It's NVIDIA, SMCI, and Tesla. I haven't really gone over to anything else just yet. Except for, just a note, Coinbase is also going ham. Coinbase up 5%. I just saw that one hit. So congratulations.
They have that
Coinbase
Webull news, right?
Yeah, the Webull news, but I guess maybe it's not so doom and gloom when it comes to this. They had the security breach, and now they've got this old investigation coming through. But you know what else is happening? They're getting added to the index tonight, everybody. So there's buying pressure because of that as well.
I just keep on, yeah, exactly. We'll look at Webull as well. It's too bad about the TQs again, but we did get stopped out basically at the bottom again. Like, how many times is this going to happen to me? A lot, apparently. We get stopped out right there at the bottom, and yeah, that is what that was. We made the bottom wick, and then it went higher, then it came back in and wicked about 2 or 3 pennies lower. So I'm going to try that again, all right? I'm also going to try Tesla again. So we'll wait to see if that wants to go. Let's go over to Webull. And again, we've been talking about the same names just because of what they've been doing, but Webull has that partnership now with Coinbase. I guess something about crypto pay or crypto power or something like that. So that started that spike. A little bit of volume there coming right at 930. That was the highest it's ever gone. So I think you want to wait for Webull to break through this kind of a level. You do have the 200 period moving average like yesterday's close. Like I'm always thinking about, like that's too low, 1240, but you know, like they're now partnered up with Coinbase. That should be a good story, right? So we'll wait to see if there is any follow through.
Can't think of it as bad.
Yeah, I can't either think about that as bad. We'll try those TQs at the same level again. Let's just check out Robinhood.
The other thing to think about for Webull is so close to that $10 level, this stock.
Yeah.
It's that SPAC level of 10 where I wanted to buy it. It's not going to get there. If I see an 11 on it today, you're not going. If I see an 11, I might buy this one at the close. But even SMCI is starting to round out. I don't know. I'm looking at the futures, and they are still going higher. But when I say round out, you can't seem to break 47 quarter to 47 half anymore. So the next play might be out the volume weighted average price. I will be a buyer there again, so long as it isn't like, if it's a hammer candle to 46, I'm probably not a buyer, but that's sort of stating the obvious. I did take some out when we saw that resistance. NVIDIA, as I said, is working its way back down. We'll look for a reload at the 135 level and should be short something, and I feel like the answer was supposed to be Apple. And Apple, whoops, that wick. And Apple still trending down, but very whipsaw action. So I don't want to get into this one just yet. Like I feel, when I say whipsaw action, like what I'm essentially getting at is it's not very clean, any of these candles. So I'm going to let this one settle down till after the open because I don't want to get caught forcing a short in something like this when it's just flat on the day.
All right, just looking, and it's now 9:53, so I feel like there has been some good levels being developed here. So we're going to wait. Now, because I feel like we have some good prices. We just need to make sure that everything is cool with that. I'm still going to go 358, 348 on Tesla. Like that was a banger trade there, but it fell back through, right? I mean, this is the 200 period moving average rate here. Potentially we could look for some absorption into that level as well for Tesla. Yeah, it still needs to get a little lower. I don't really want to play it off the 200 period 1 minute chart. That's just really not strong enough. So I'd like to see if we could break VWAP there. I mean, because if I play off there, then I'm going to have to use these wicks, and then, you know, we'll probably get bottom wicked on there. I'd rather play momentum up. Like that really had a chance to go, but the future stopped right there. So, you know, if that kept going upside, then we would have had a great price, and I was really, really happy with it. We did get out of half because we do recognize that the market is low today, and maybe it's a Friday, and maybe Tesla doesn't want to go through 350, but I'm going to try one more time. I see now VWAP is at 3. I'm still going to go 348.50, although this is like at 348, so that might be a little bit better. We did not give up on NVIDIA yet. But we're out of half of our position right now, 450 cents or so. Our best outs are here in the 60s. I'm now waiting for 95. Let's see if this can get going. Again, yesterday we talked about shorting Uber at 90, 90, 91. It's right here again, tempting me a little bit. It's more like a better long though down there. As you can see, like we bounced off $89, $90 right there. So that looks like a good long there for Uber. That could be another play. You just talked about Apple, so I'm going to leave that one alone a little bit.
It's still weak.
I want to check out Amazon because Amazon was a weak name yesterday, and it looks like pretty weak again there today, falling back through. So again, maybe a VWAP take or something on Amazon, looking at a little bit of a longer time frame, that 207 right there, that high break, that could be something, gives us a level back a couple days ago. So yeah, Coinbase up 5% right now. That's still going. Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting for the Qs. We're also bidding some 60s here, so maybe that might come in. That looks like a little bit of a level there. Trying to buy it ahead of the 70.50 that we liked from yesterday. So NASDAQ sure is having some problems. You're not going to get long on dips unless the market dips. So I don't want to panic when we get these dip buy opportunities. But for right now, the NASDAQ does look like it's a little broken here. Underneath VWAP, trying to get a little bit lower. On a Friday, I could see a sell-off. But again, we just missed it. We were bidding 61s. It came to 61 and missed us. Hopefully we do get that long. That's what we're doing. And then Coinbase, and then we have number in 5 minutes, right? And so there is some more data coming through. There's Coinbase now 6% to the upside. Congratulations on anybody that had faith in this name yesterday. Coinbase yesterday, nice move, right? Nice pullback down on there on questioning there some of the user counts on Coinbase. Well, today they strike that deal with Webull right back there to the upside again, solidifying sort of their space in the cryptoverse is Coinbase with Webull. So again, I really like that stock and I like everything that's happening there with Coinbase right now, despite some of those allegations or whatever they're dealing with. I'm just going to buy some futures right now at this level just to get in half of a unit. We missed that 60s, which sucks. That would be 20 cents in the money, but we'll wait to see if there's a little bit of a pullback again. Tesla's not doing anything.
Just a quick update.
Oh, yeah.
Bitcoin's chilling at 104, and I saw someone just tell me that, or tell everybody in the chat that MSTR is tanking. I'll get there in a second to crypto, but SMCI just bounced shy of the volume-weighted average price, but the only touch of that anyways was at the open. It's trying to head back into the upside. I want to see, when they get some out at 47, we'll see if we can't play it into that high. NVIDIA is holding forward and still looking good. Apple still looks weak, but I'd be a little bit surprised here. Come on, load up. Yeah, like MSTR is just chilling out, and if this loses the bid here, this is yesterday's bottom on MSTR. I almost said SMCI there, guys. But Bitcoin's at the high right now, while MicroStrategy is at the low. So I just wanted to point that if you're trading MicroStrategy, there's something going on here because usually you're going to have a different correlation. I would imagine if Bitcoin drops, like if it loses this trend, probably SMCI is in some trouble for that low. I just heard Novo. Oh, Novo is almost at that 65 level. Okay, so Novo, I didn't have an order out there because it was trending up, but it is working its way into 65. That was one of the stocks that actually was looking for the short trade on. So it could get there. We're about 50 cents away from looking at a short. NVIDIA is doing exactly the same thing. SMCI is going to hold trend almost, not really, unless you can hold above 47. It's a nice little bull flag right now on SMCI. We continue to try to get some out in front of the high, but it still looks very good for a potential breakout. Like what I want SMCI to do, what I think everybody wants it to do is clear out above 47, the prior high, and then we can start thinking about 50. So it's still very much in decision mode. That means buy the dips and what I think is setting up as a bull flag, and then work it into that 50 level there. So just about a minute and a half, and then we've got some economic data. We have to weather that storm, and then see if the market can continue to go, well, continue to hold the highs. I mean, the NASDAQ's still green. It resisted going red, and you still have a bunch of names that are looking very strong. SMCI being one, Coinbase looking fantastic. I don't know why MicroStrategy is so weak, everybody. Bitcoin's going, Coinbase is going. Why would MicroStrategy be testing the lows?
I don't know. Intel, I mean, Intel's on a rip as well right now. Nice move there for Intel, up pretty much back to the highs. But the volume just is not really, like, there was a lot of volume early because of some of the not rebalancing, but the witching of the Fridays there, the third Friday. But there comes Intel pulling back down a little bit. And I took advantage of some of that move up and got some more 60s there on NVIDIA. But other than that, all right, let me check out a name that we didn't really trade too much yesterday at all, but is a fan favorite and is a favorite of mine. And that is, of course, Palantir right now. Bottoming out at 128 again, like to buy yesterday's closing prices, you almost got back into there at 128. So that could be, once again, another level to look at. All right, Tesla's about to punch me long again. I don't hate to talk about the same stocks over and over again, but this is a good opportunity. Watch out for 348. We just touched on VWAP again right there. All right, we got to go to Brendan. We have numbers in 15 seconds, so let's see if that sparks certain rallies back and forth right now. What's going on, Brendo?
All right, let's get this number for you again. Michigan consumer sentiment for May coming out here in about 10 seconds, 52.5. The prelim expected here. We'll get a 5-year and we'll get a 1-year expectation on the inflation side. 50.8 is the overall number there, lower than expected. 52.5 was the expectation. Again, 50.8, the actual number. 5-year inflation, meanwhile, higher, guys, 4.6% versus 4.5% expected. 7.3, meanwhile, on the 1-year expectation, also higher, much higher than the 6.6% 1-year expectation there. So again, 50.8 versus 52.5 for Michigan consumer sentiment.
So we took advantage of that. NVIDIA does dip by that opportunity for us right back in. So there goes NVIDIA. We have that name. We have the Qs as well. So yeah, a couple dip by opportunities there. I don't know if they're going to work out for us or not, but thanks, Brendan, for that number. Yeah, so far so good on some of those dip buys, but we have to get out if we're going to make any money on these because the market's coming back in a little bit there. So there's NVIDIA. We are trying to get out, and here's the TQs. That was a good trade until maybe it wasn't. So let's be careful with everything. Now, I'm just trying to scalp out of some of this. I feel like we do have a good position on right now, but the market has to give it up. So there we go. We dip bought into there. We're going to start scalping out a little bit more. We do have a good trade on NVIDIA as well. I might leave Tesla alone for a little bit because here we go, man. My focus is now going to be on, the market's turning around. I was going to say my focus is going to be right here on the market as we wait to see what's happening. NVIDIA, I think, could be a really good one. We did get a hell of a lot of shares down there, Neil, and that's why we scalped them out. So let's go and see what happens right now. We're starting to scalp out some more NVIDIAs. We're long at 135 exactly. The price that we want. So let's go NVIDIA, let's go futures. Your boy is back in the building right now. Let's go. Let's see if we can get some nice high side moves, man. There goes NVIDIA now, 40 cents in the money. We'll take some more out. There it is. Did I say 40? We mean 50. Did we mean 50? We mean 60. Let's keep on going higher, NVIDIA.
And you know what? They own 7% of CoreWeave, and that's got to be helping things because let's realize CoreWeave's up 14%. So
go NVIDIA.
Next offer is at 65, so that should get filled. And it just did it. We just went to 65, didn't we?
Close enough, yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. It just, you know what? I think it's just like a split second to hit the summary a little bit slower. So you get the fill, and you definitely get the fill. SMCI just gave me the dip buy as well. So right back, it just bounced off the volume weighted average price. If long as we hold VWAP, a test of those highs seems highly probable, everybody.
Big ups.
Unless you're Tesla. Tesla's doing absolutely nothing, but you're getting some strength where we wanted to be able to see it. So the same names we're going to be involved in. Unfortunately, yeah, MSTR did break that low. That was probably a really easy short, but it just came right back in here. So it broke the low, dropped like $4, and now it's starting to come back. Oh, if it just trapped people that hang on to that breakdown, that could be spicy because Bitcoin was strong. We just turned at 104. So SMCI and NVIDIA both working to the upside, at least for now. But I got to make sure we get something out in front of the 47 because that's where we've been cresting on Super
Dude,
Pro.
Oh my God, damn, Sean, what have you done? What have you done? Why did you get out so many shares so early on NVIDIA? Wow, what a spike up there. Now we're in the dollar club. Let's go. Let's pump that one more time. We'll see if that can get going, man. We do have also the TQQs are putting up as well as we erase those demons of the morning and now go Greensville on everything. Not on Tesla, but on our net. Nice little move there. Huge move up, man. We got the TQs. We got the price we wanted. It is risky. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to get out one more piece there at 136 for NVIDIA. It's risky putting these bids out in front of the numbers, but we put them out with stop orders. So it's just like, you know, we could talk about this. Shout out to my lovely wife who was once again watching. Like, love you so much. Thank you for all the support. And, you know, she listens to me talk about all this stuff all the time. And she just reminded me patience is key. So there it goes, man. Nice move to the up. We met on a trading floor. So there it goes. 135 bottom right there for NVIDIA. It's exactly what we wrote down. And yes, Marisa, we were very, very patient. We wrote that level down and we grabbed it right there and ran with it. So yeah, nothing like, you know, getting obviously the support from your family, that is for sure. But we love the support from you guys. Hit the like and the subscribe. Man, we're just in two bangers right now, to be honest with you. This TQ trade, let's just see if it goes. I'm going to give it to the lows now. We've taken some money out. Like, there's no point in me just flattening here. I'm trying to have a big day, so let's see if that happens for us. Like, this is what I'm trading, so we got to try to let it go. Breaking through VWAP is good. We did screw up the first, not screw up. We got stopped out the first time on that break. We're still basically using that same level, but a little bit lower. So let's see if that can hit for us. $70.35 is the out. NVIDIA did have a problem, Neil. I don't know if you're still in it, but it did have a problem up there at 136. But again, I'm taking a lot of shares. So I'm going to be getting out when that does happen. But hopefully it goes a little bit higher. Bangers all around today, just not on Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla obviously disappointing, but there's something distinctly different about a 350 break that you just know that's how it is, right? You're going to be a little more aggressive with it because that's what you want to do. I had the first short of the day for myself. It is Novo Nordisk, as I'm supposed to say it. And if we trended up, we broke the trend in front of 65, so I'm short to the volume-weighted average price here. So I'm getting some out. If we get down into VWAP, we'll let this make a first 3-minute candle, but I'm a bit in front of 64 regardless. SMCI is starting to hang out a little bit, too much to my liking. Too much to my liking at that 47. Remember I said we have trouble at the 47 level? The stock has trouble at the 47 level? Well, it did again. So on that bounce, took some out in front of 47. If we break the low, got to acknowledge we're buying it, getting some out, buying it lower, and we're getting lower highs all the way through.
Come on, futures.
So if you lose 46.5, got to jump out of SMCI and reevaluate because it's now starting into a downward, like a descending wedge is the best way to put it. And not the good kind of wedge. The hero from Star Wars, like the bad kind, where you break that floor, and we're waiting for 45 or 46 for a reload. So that's what we're going to do there.
Not the potato wedges?
Well, potato wedges are fantastic.
They're okay, they're okay.
Just to explain why. It's a tight stop, relatively speaking, because easily this could bounce off 46, but I want to wait for that level. Where is Novo? I'm not getting that fill on the bid. Let's see. Okay, not yet. It just kind of came down right in front of my 15 bid, but you know what, I'm going to cancel, see where it bounces the next time, and then just get out manually. Now that we're out of SMCI, I want to play this into the volume-weighted average price. Ideally, this breaks the low, and we can find our way into an ad on Novo Nordisk. DeSC, NVIDIA, Sean's already covered, pretty much doing exactly the same thing as it was before. And Apple was the only other name we had on the radar. It's looking a little bit more clean, but not that much. Like it's actually, at this point, just exactly the same as the market. At VWAP, while the market's at the volume weighted average price, I'm not sure there's an edge.
Does our risk team know
on
this?
Apple? I've been posting.
Oh, okay, it's in the
Circle.
community thing. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure because like I'm refreshing my net and it is like dramatically different than what it's showing. So, all right, so here we go, man. Let's go. We did not reload that TQ position, but we're gonna next time if it does come back down. So let's go. Let's see what happens now. $70.90. Go, go, and go. Let's go, man. Brendo is in the building today. We got to say, if you're joining us for the first time, Adara had to leave. She wasn't feeling too well, so we hope that she does better throughout this weekend, and we'll get her back here on Monday. So get well, Adara, there as well. And then Sharif, I didn't know he was off today, but he's off today, so Sharif is off today as well. So it'll be Obi and Joe coming for you on the midday, and then Neil and I will try to do our best to give you guys any breaking news stories that we do hear about. So yeah, so far so good here today, that is for sure. The only thing is that we're trading very similar names, but look at what the NASDAQ is doing today. I mean, I'm long the Qs. We've been buying the bottom. We've been buying good names here and good levels, I should say, not names, good levels, because the NASDAQ is just like, if you've been short at VWAP, congratulations, it's been a great trade. If you've been long near some of these bottoms, I mean, it's held every bottom. Like that first bottom is where we got stopped out at, but now since then, that's where we just got long on the number, which was kind of fluky. And then now we just held some of these other bottom wicks as well. But you know what, man, the NASDAQ, I would say I'm just looking at this trade right now, and now that I look at it even more, I'm gonna cancel that reload right there at 70.50, just because we're underneath VWAP and we could continue the pressure short. So I know I'm long, and if I think short, I should get out, but I'm not necessarily thinking short. I just see the pressure right now is on the short side. I still want to be long because this is a bull market. We're still up on the day. It's a Friday. We could start to go a little bit more here today, so let's do that. Let me see what my good friend Elon is saying right now. He's saying puke because this stock has not acted like the other ones that we have today. We did really well there, and we did really well here. But this was a much better trade for me because we actually wound up making money on this, bought it, took some out for the dollar, then lost the 50 cents there. So that was roughly a flat trade, but a little bit up. We did lose here, right? This was about a $3 loss to the downside. I know it was obviously a big hit for you as well, but not necessarily big, but just a worth, and Neil perfectly said it where it was like, it's worth the risk. I mean, I even tweeted it out.
Use the example that I'll
use. Like, I wanted that trade.
A 300 break or a 350 break is on the level of like CoreWeave IPO day, or I forget the level it was on NVIDIA that day. It was NVIDIA had a break that was similar like last year. And those are the ones that you really like as a day trader. So the risk, the way you trade doesn't matter, but you might just use more shares on it. But the entry exit, it'll be all the same stuff. CoreWeave, first things first, Novo, it's trying to bounce off VWAP here, so I just got a leg out right in front of the volume weighted average price, dead on at 64. So looking for a break and then a test of 63.5. At this point, I moved the stop from that high to like this bar high, which is essentially break even on Novo. Just a little bit underneath the break even, and then we'll try to let it fly, or I guess in this particular case it would be fall. CoreWeave, $78 on CoreWeave. This one is, like that's, okay, first of all, that's a sheep, but like that's our Brendan GOAT button. Right now, CoreWeave is the GOAT. Come on, and the 19% the upside. I'm not really sure why it's a sheep when we specifically wanted it to be a GOAT, but somehow.
Whoever made that was.
Yeah, it's just we're having.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know who it was, Rob. Yeah, CoreWeave is it's ridiculous. It's beautiful, and anyone that's an investor in this one, yeah, probably missed the boat. I didn't get it, and clearly not. Sometimes you don't understand it, so you don't buy it, and I didn't really get it, and now I regret it. But hey, you got to move on to the next. So we already set our plan of action in Novo there. I wanted to get to the super chat that just showed up from DB in here. We appreciate all the viewers here. Mayank, once again, playing along today. Well, trying to. The only one I had for a short was Apple, which I'm not getting, and Novo, which their CEO's gone. And the short interest in Mara is way down, says DB. 17 today possible. So I haven't seen any updates, and we can always double check to see if the short interest on Mara has come way down. I don't know if that's true, but if that is true, I don't know. I kind of want, like, shorts have been covering. That's probably on this move to the upside. I'd almost prefer it had they not been covering. The more the merrier when it breaks 17, as far as I'd be concerned. Like, I want them to be staying in so that when it breaks 17, they all got to exit on that. Like, I think you've relieved some pressure. It's up to Bitcoin maybe, and Bitcoin's not doing anything. I don't know why MSTR is so weak, but 17 is a great breakout level for Mara. But I wouldn't be more happy with it that the shorts are lower here at this level. You want them to stay in until it makes a big breakout. Then you get a bigger move off of it, in my opinion.
We just had an opportunity to reload again down there at 50. We didn't do it. On TQs, maybe we should have. All right, let's go over to SMCI quickly here. We still like that 44 level, not coming into play yet. 200 period at 45. I'm actually going to cancel the 44 level because it is way low. So I'm not super interested in that rate now this second. What else possibly is moving, man? We talked about Disney had a hot run as of late. Let's have back up to 112. We definitely like that one. I'm going to keep Tesla on the side burner here because I do think at some point it's going to get going. I just don't know when. All right, so there's Disney. So Disney right here coming on the scanner, trying to break through the 200 period moving average and the day's high. No real volume here in the pre-market, so hard to judge that. But there goes Disney right now, breaking through some of these scanners, breaking through some of the levels here on DIS. So yeah, man, I mean, again, a red name into a green market, but that's about as flat of a stock as you're going to see, and that's about as flat as a market as you're going to see as well. Both kind of doing jack all right now. And I don't know, like, I'm not super excited about this play up here in the NASDAQ, so we're going to have to wait a little bit. Amazon was relatively weak the last few days, so flat with the market today. I was going to say maybe this would be a nice little short. Oh, no. I'm still championing the long. I still like the long. Championing the long there.
It's an awkward thing to say. It is awkward to
say. Championing Bob. Yeah, by the way, I ran into my guy, Bob Loblaw, the guy that owns Loblaws, and yeah, he said blah, 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 blah to me as well. And I was like, okay. I was like,
now we're an episode of Charlie Brown.
So I should buy those steaks or what? But yeah, yeah, anyways, all right, so that's that. Just a quick little look at Robinhood. We didn't get, I was going to look at it and then we forgot. Okay, so this is
Tesla's really dropping, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I saw Tesla 343 right now for Tesla. Drop it like this hot. That 350 just got punched in the face, by the way. Yeah, this is another great one. This is what we meant to look at, and we should have got long instead of moving off of it. But there it is, man. I like this 6120 area on Robinhood. We've held it. It's been super strong the last. I mean, look, it had a down day, but we talked about buying that 57. Did you do it? Now it's up to 61 or 62. There it is, man. 61.25 for Robinhood. If we get a dip buy opportunity, we want to be all over that one. Yep.
And if you want to be all over trades, then check out our good friends over at Easy Trading. You ever entered an order to buy or sell, and then the price you got filled at just completely different from what you expected? Yeah, that's slippage, everybody. And that happens when you're trading on an old or underpowered computer, and it costs traders a bundle over time. That's why our friends at Easy Trading Computers created the complete guide to trading computers. This guide shows you exactly what technology you need to succeed as a trader and to avoid slippage. So go ahead and scan that QR code or click the link in the description to get a free copy of this guide. And I can tell you it adds up over time.
Why isn't my script?
Quality execution does matter, everybody, and especially on QUBT, because you know what? It doesn't matter if you only have $39,000 worth of revenue.
What a great number.
Doesn't matter.
What a great number.
You too can be up 26% and have I think it's somewhere around $1.2 billion valuation. 39.
Is that Randy?
$39,000. Over $1 billion. That's the mother market, baby. And the best part of, I say this all the time. I have nothing against people who short,
Tesla.
But I don't hate them when this happens. So there's getting squoze really, really badly, everybody.
All right, so we're long Tesla right now. Let's go. We waited for it. Right before Neil did that, we talked about we were waiting to try to be a sniper on this thing and see if we could pick up something near the low. We're now almost in the money $1. I do have an offer right here at 35s. I don't know why that keeps on missing. I'm going to take a 25. I'm offering 35. You just took a 25. I'm only getting out of small pieces here, man. I want to see if this one does have a chance to run. We'll get out another 20 right there again, or 15, sorry. Now we'll wait to see if we can get a little bit higher on Tesla. I'm only out of 5% of this name so far. Let me take out another piece right here at 15s again. All right, we're out of 10% now on Tesla. Let's see if we can get a little bit higher now and get, there we go. We get that 30. There we go. Now we get the 35. Okay, so now we have about 80% left of this trade for Tesla. We'll see if we can turn this name green for us. I mean, right there, bouncing off the low of the day. What we're looking for now is a retake up into here somewhere. That low is 346 right there. So if we can get a 345.50, let's just, wow, here we go, man. This is going to be a good trade. Hopefully, anyways. We'll see if we can get that. We'll put about 20% left if we can get that move. We'll take $2 if we can get that. Here it is right now. We're at 345.40 right now. Oh boy, are we humming. This NVIDIA trade. Hum. Nice move to the upside right now for that one. Look at the NASDAQ as well as these TQs are humming. Let's go. This is a big day for your boy here, especially if Tesla can go, man. I'm going to take another offer right here on Tesla. Don't know if we're going to get that exact high that we want. I'm going to cancel the 345.50 and put an offer right here in the 30s. See if we can get that. We just got a 13s. Let's get a 30, but it's the NASDAQ, Neil. We are through the moon right now. We have a lot more to go, man. Moon, let's go Mars. Let's get going right now. Come on, Elon. Come on, Elon. Here we go. Yeah, we are now in the money. That's okay. We're in the money $1 right now on NVIDIA. We're in the money $2 right now on Tesla. We're in the money 50 cents right now on the TQs, man. It's a 3 for 3 kind of a day right now, baby. And it's starting to go heat up. Heat it up, Neil. Now we're going upside right now. You've got Novo Nordisk, you've got NVIDIA, and welcome to the Palantir Club. Let's go.
I said yesterday that Palantir, even though I haven't been trying it, has these really good reversions off the open, which is it's been going down at the open, and then you just take the trend break, and when Palantir breaks any trend, it's good. But these dip buys, let's see if we can get to VWAP first before we start celebrating.
Are you in this?
We just broke out 128 here, so the same usual plan. There's your set of lower highs. It's past 10 o'clock. Jump in on the prior bar, all that nonsense. You guys know the drill by now. It closes above and you get in. Play to VWAP, hold for the dream. Hopefully we can also buy some higher lows along the way.
We're almost positive, baby, on Tesla.
Let's go back to Novo. All right, Novo is holding VWAP. I might just get out of this short altogether at the volume weighted average price if it bounces again. Right now the longs are in control. A new position for me was Palantir. That's what we're looking to go next. SMCI is breaking out the high, but we're not in that one anymore. Went over to Palantir instead because I wanted to grab that reversion trade. QBPT continues to go higher, Tesla. Everybody. So they're starting to squeeze them shorts every single day. It seems like it's just the dip. Those are the best opportunities. In a bull market, you buy the dips.
Oh, nice little stretch right there. Bang, let's go. Joseph just calls it a money stretch. We like that one because it's another one, followed by another one, followed by hopefully another one. Right now, it is now $3 in the monies right now for Tesla. And again, congratulations to anybody that does have this. Look, man, we talk about our losers and our winners, but right there, man, Tesla right back in. I mean, easy to celebrate wins, but also easy to discuss losses. I mean, we discussed it right there when this was happening, that we had taken an L and probably too big of one. But it was well managed, in my opinion. Just the share size, we got a little bit excited about it. But we are almost back to green now on Tesla. I didn't take as many down there as I did on this break, so that's okay. And we talk about having different strategies in different pockets, right? And so, all right, the TQs. I'm going to get out another piece right here at 88 because we just went up into 71, which is your 200 period moving average. And oh boy, was that a good trade, man. We are sending our net right now upside. So we're pretty happy with it. A name that I want to buy some kind of dips on is DraftKings. Again, I like the first mover advantage. I like the high quality company. Okay, this guy's got QUBT over here right now. So Joe, can you go to Joe's screen right now? Joe is asking for this. You don't have your mic, so it's okay. Joe, don't worry, I got this. So there he is, man. Joe talking about, this is why I call this guy mini-me, honestly. This is like exactly the kind of chart that I would be trading, and exactly the same way. You see that stop out right there, Joe, that you had? That's like me, my guy. I always get those bottom wicks. So congratulations joining the club, but then you got right back in, and that is exactly why you are my guy over there, because we did the exact same thing on the TQQs. Look, Joe, there's the stop out on that one, Joe, but we get right back in and boom into the upside right now. So it's going to be a good little trading there. We really like it. It's going to be a good one. Join Joe and I almost said Sharif and Obi on the midday show. Obi filling in for Sharif today. But wow, what a day. What an exciting. See, look, we love Adara. We miss Adara, but we don't need news, man. We just got to play what we're doing. And I'm not hearing anything in my ear anyways. So I think it's been a relatively light news day as far as that is concerned.
There was something, but it didn't move. It didn't matter to NVIDIA. There was something about, they said they're not sending any GPU designs to China to be modified to comply with export controls. So it's like a light something. I was like, yeah, does that really matter? I don't think it mattered all that much. And very clearly, well, it didn't matter to NVIDIA either, because NVIDIA didn't break uptrend. It happened, it happened as it was bouncing. So if it had reacted to the downside, I think it would have been a bigger deal on NVIDIA. But NVIDIA is just losing the volume weighted average price again. The last dip buy, we got it right to VWAP. I think it has a chance to go there again. Just got to go back over to Palantir, because as we just bounced higher, we just rejected the $0.50 on PLTR here a second time. So I've got an offer at like 59. We'll see if we get picked up on the way up here. Otherwise, might be waiting for that low to get retested. Yeah, we're going to take 135 again there. Jay Lee on NVIDIA. I still like the dip buy. I don't think there's anything wrong with it at this particular point. And I have to go over, like, that QUBT is going absolutely ham. And I know one of its cohorts, if you're watching for like a catch-up trade a lot of times, is Rigetti. QUBT, if that loses the bid, Rigetti has a descending wedge and a flat bottom. So relative weakness over in Rigetti. I'd actually have to pay for locates for this one, which I didn't do because I wasn't watching it. But that's obvious relative weakness. It could break trend up. But if I see a big, heavy red candle on QUBT and there's a chance to get short Rigetti, I'm going to go ahead and do it, so long as the locates didn't change.
Yeah, thank you for all the love in the chat, TS and everybody else that's out there. Thank you for all the love. We love Neil, we love Joey, we love everybody that we have around here. All right, so every trader knows that if you want to grow, you have to risk more. At least that's how it used to be. Trade the Pool is changing that. You now pay a one-time evaluation fee starting at just $47. And guess what? That is your total risk. And you get a shot to trade with up to $200,000 in company capital. You don't need a large deposit. You don't need years of experience. This is a limited risk trading platform. I laugh every time I read that. Built for any trader who wants to grow without putting everything on the line. Just small skin in the game, and you're trading with real capital. Make sure you do scan that QR code that you see on your screen to start your journey today with Trade the Pool. And again, that's what it's all about, right? You got to start somewhere. If you are looking for that capital, we do have real trading, which is what we're trading on, but again, not available to citizens of the United States. So you got to watch out for that, or anybody located in the United States. I shouldn't say that.
It's location.
Green card or not. So that's what it is, location based. Anywhere in Europe, Canada, all of that, wide open for trading here at Real Trading. So look, man, let's just keep this going. I don't apologize for getting excited. I mean, the thing about it is like, we're here to hopefully entertain a little bit, talk about some of these trades. And then when we've got bangers on, I'm just gonna, act a little bit more exciting. I know, because my guy Sharif's not here. He gets hyped up a lot. We'll see him hopefully on Monday. But right now it's Joey Options, Obi on the midday show. Neil and I will carry you through till 11 and then be back at 2 o'clock. So we're at the highest spot we've been at all day. So I'm sorry to celebrate it, but we've had some monster trades on today, including the only 3 that we've traded. And it's not about like making winning trades. It is. I mean, that's obviously what we all want to do, but that's not possible all the time. So we talk about our down days, we talk about our up days. If you want to know if we're green or red, just let us know. It's one thing that we sort of go back and forth with. I'd like to see that on the screen. Maybe we will eventually do that. But for right now, green for the day. It doesn't mean it can't fall out, right? I mean, that's the whole point. Right now, I only have half of Tesla left. So if this falls back in, we'll get out. And I just want everyone to know my stop on this was 75 cents. downside there. So we didn't get stopped out. We almost got stopped out, but we bought it back through that break of 343. So that's where we are, 343.50. We gave it a little bit of juice to try to go. The TQ position is a relatively simple one. We already put it down here on our sticky note. I mean, this is the other thing about why I get excited. It's because over 5,600 of you viewed this yesterday, all right? The sticky note. Today we have over 3,100. We have NVIDIA written down here, long 135. I'm long 135. It's 90 cents in the money. So and it never went against me. So like that's a trade right there that I hope some people took. SMCI never got down to 44, but still rallying and probably near the highs. Tesla 350 long. I mean, I'm here. We're here. We took that immediately. You could see how I traded it. It was bad, all right? But we are $1, like 50 cents away from being positive on Tesla, and we'll talk about that. And then there's the TQ, 70-50 long. So we'll go bang, bang, fail on that one, make it back here on Tesla. So yeah, I get excited because some of the things that we talk about are working. And you know, that's not always the case, right? And it's one thing to talk about a working trade. It's another thing to be in it. So I'm just happy that we're in it for now, because sometimes we do miss trades. We talked about that Uber yesterday that didn't necessarily move the way I was hoping for it to be. And then there we go. Right now, $4, $3.50 in the money on Tesla, and we're just looking to get back green on it. So that just shows you we did have a bunch of shares here. I'm only now getting back green after having this $3 winner on, right? So that's part of it, right? So share size, obviously the most important next to the trade idea itself. So we've got a couple good trade ideas. Let's see if we can carry the way into the close, right? I don't know if this market's gonna stay up. We just now taking VWAP back into the downside.
Yeah, so we just rejected VWAP. I got to follow my rule, and that's simply Palantir out. It's about as clean a test of VWAP as you're going to see. Like to the penny, it goes into 129. So there's the trend break. There's your plan of action, entry, original stop, first support, move stop, go to VWAP, pull back. Was never thinking about shorting Palantir, so it's an obvious coincidence that Palantir hits VWAP, and it looks like a perfect. But you do that. I'll do that every single time. The second it gets above that or underneath that prior bar, I'm jumping out of that trade every single time we get. So to me, the most important thing, and everyone's gonna have a different opinion. The most important thing to me is what's my execution rule for in? Break of that bar, so I know where my entry is going to be, and that's the level of risk, right? So if I know I'm risking, in that sense, about 35 cents, then average out on the way, if you go 128, if it gets clean to VWAP, fine, but that's going to be about 55 cents in there. So you get an average in, and that'll be 1-to-1. If it breaks VWAP, and I can hold the last bit for a bigger move, that's where you get the 1.5, 2, 3-to-1. So I know my risk to reward is going to be good in that regard. There might be some slowness in the messaging. Just be careful with it. And hit the refresh too. I'm just talking.
No, I've had zero slowness in fills or anything like that. And I'm not worried about my net because you just have to hit refresh. So if anybody's here at Trader TV.
Oh, NVIDIA's coming back.
At Real Trade. Yeah, everything's coming back. The market right now coming back.
Here comes NVIDIA again.
This is why it's important to take out, right, when we talk about that. Yeah, so good outs all over the place. We don't have many shares left. The only position that is relatively... And we just took another out there, so we have less than 50% now, about 40% left, as we got that 200 period moving average. But Tesla could come back in, and that's why I'm saying, like, it's one thing to celebrate, you know, when the market's in the money for you, but it could come back in like immediately, just like we're doing right now. So nice move back in here on the market. Let's see if we hold, right? I mean, I'm really not going to dip by anything here. We've already sort of made our bed. We did talk about trying to get some TQs down at this level again, so we just did that right there at 45s. Was that where my fill was? 45s, yeah. So that gives me an average price right here, right now of 47. So my stop on this one is 34 break, I believe. Yes, so if we get lower than this, then we're gonna get out. So if we break that new low, then we can get out and still be positive and stuff like that. But, you know, again, nice little pullback there. Remember what I said, like the shorts and the longs? I'm going to give this actually to 29s. We could just test that bottom again. So I'm going to go what was I saying? $70.29. Just because we could test it. If it runs it, 5 more cents isn't going to kill me by any stretch of the imagination, but I'd be disappointed if we got wicked out again. That was like that 5-cent stop out right there. So we'll see if it does hold that level. It doesn't look like it wants to right now, but NVIDIA is coming back in. We'll see about getting longer here of NVIDIA as well. But yeah, right now the market not necessarily looking healthy through some of these levels.
Oh, yeah, so that bleed looking a little bit different.
Yeah.
Apple just broke the low of the day before the market could take out the low. Apple's screaming to the downside there. That's frustrating. It ends up being a good short off the volume weighted average price after all, but hey, we're thinking long, so that's what it is. NVIDIA is trying to hold on to 135. If we lose it, a lot of patience is required because the next big level is until you get to, it was 133.5 is that low, but 133 I think would be the bigger level. So for now it's holding 135, but I want to have a plan of action just in case that stops happening. SMCI is now pulling back. I got the stop out of the day. I made bottom wick on SMCI. Hey, that's always going to be fun. But it comes back into VWAP and gives you another chance to get in. So looking for the bounce play. Still bullish on SMCI, so still looking for the bid over there. So NVIDIA does hold. It's right back up. Minute 11s. We'll take some out if it gets to the $0.50. See if it can't run VWAP again. But I want to see SMCI give another chance at VWAP. And this time, we'll see if I'll still take it on the bounce because the first bounce was actually pretty good. But if it does a second, then I'll be quicker to jump back in. Here comes that test with the market breaking the low of the day. Christmas in the chat asking, why is Walmart so strong? I don't know. I haven't looked at it. Could be because it's Walmart. But I know we're going to be bouncing around looking at mostly tech stocks. And sometimes we'll miss things like a Walmart when it has a really good day or, like a, I don't know. Nothing else comes to mind, but you get the idea. It's only up 2 points. And it's still very much, it hasn't broken that $100 level yet. Walmart, brick wall, 100. I think there's almost no chance it breaks it on a Friday. So I think the 100 level probably worth watching. I shouldn't say no chance, slim chance that it breaks it on a Friday. That's probably worth watching and gives you a nice target if you happen to be long this one. I own it in the long term, and I don't think we trade it unless it has earnings. At least I haven't.
All right.
The day after, I mean.
Yeah, I like Walmart for sure. All right, so just looking here, we're just the futures are kind of just hanging around in these lows. We had recently bought that, so that's like our newest, biggest position right now would be the TQQs, but our stop out is now. Breaking 30s now. So there it goes. So the market does make new lows right now, takes it out. Okay, now we're really starting to get lower. So again, we'll stop and fail on the reload. I mean, it's that's what it is, right? You got to celebrate the wins and acknowledge the losses. And there it goes. It's not a loss. It's too bad that we didn't get everything out. We had about a third left there. We did reload. We pretty much reloaded our full position again right there at 44 and then wound up losing 15 cents on the last piece of it. So whether or not that's the bottom or not, don't tell me I got wicked out again off of that bottom. All right, let me try one more time right there. The quick one here, just in case that was the bottom. We'll go back into it now and see, whoopsies. All right, let me go a little bit higher than that. I just put the wrong price out. We got a 37 fill, did not mean to get that. We went to go 47, so we put 47s out there right now. We're gonna give this a little bit of a go here on the NASDAQ, but if it breaks through that bottom, which there it does right there again. So now we can say forget about it. That's now back-to-back retests of that low. It looks like the NASDAQ wants to get lower here. Only down, flat on the day, basically.
Exactly.
But, we do reload there on NVIDIA. So,
ES is exactly flat.
Okay, so maybe if something wants to go, maybe now will be NVIDIA. We're going to give this 20 cents of room. So it's about to break lower right now.
I just punched out of NVIDIA when it lost that 135 as well.
That makes
sense.
The
old scripts might be the issue. The new ones are fine. SMCI is at the volume weighted average price, but hey, no turnaround. I want a bottoming tail candle, or I want a very clean reverse where I can get it on the back end. You want the other side of the V, as more technically inclined traders will say. So the other side of the V shows me that it's got green off here, and we'll try to buy that kind of a move, or the bottoming tail candle, which I have yet to see over here on SMCI. So it's just going to be a little bit of patience with this. Don't want to have it be the way it was last time, where I get out at that low, just taking it, kind of on the chin, and then you see that great entry price. So I'm going to have my eyeballs on SMCI.
Come on,
Other
NVIDIA.
stock I'm looking at is NVIDIA can't seem to hold that 135. It could have reclaimed it. Like I would like a reversion back into that one. And Palantir I'll get to after this one resolves itself on the 3-minute. As we're going to go, I believe, back to Sean.
Yeah, that's too bad because there goes NVIDIA dropping through those lows again as well. So all the market's giving it up, and you can find all of this information and more with the #1 charting platform available. It is eSignal, so make sure you do scan that QR code below and get your sign up for eSignal. Again, over 500 symbols there you can chart at once, over 50 plus brokers you can connect to. We're giving you 50 plus brokers. We're giving you the first month for free. So we want to thank eSignal for doing that. Again, all the charts, back testing, everything available for you and more on eSignal. So make sure you do scan that QR code. All right, let's get right back to trading just real quick. Tesla, again, made that move back up to 346. So we could have taken that $3 again there. We probably should have done that. As right now it's falling back in. Everything is giving it up right now, including the NASDAQ, including Tesla. So here comes Tesla right back into this 343 area. Okay, so my stop on this, again, I have a bunch of stops. Like they're not canceling, obviously, there. So we have some pending stop orders.
Okay, I'm on it. There's still issues.
Yeah, no, I think there's still issues with our stop orders. So we're going to have to try to watch it pretty carefully here on NV.
Oh, boy.
There you go, knock some sense into Joe there. But we'll wait to see what happens here on a break of NVIDIA. But 343 and change right now, trying to come back in for that play. We're going to give it a little bit more of a run. If it does get back into there, we'll try to buy a little bit of that dip. And we just missed it because I was like dealing with those stop orders, but it doesn't look like that matters because it didn't necessarily work. So, all right, TQs again bouncing off 70. Not really a level to be too concerned with there. The market, we have to be patient, right? I don't want to just jump right back into something. The market's broken so far today. We talked about the highs. It never really got there. So there it comes right back in.
Well, apparently Palantir really was a short.
Oh, Palantir really was a short. Okay. There, all my scripts just canceled, by the way. So
yeah, I think they just did.
It might have just taken time there.
Yeah, they might have restarted the script server.
Maybe. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I
put it back in. 342.50
put them back in.
is the break. Yeah.
So Palantir just wicked the bottom, but my eyeballs. I wanted to make sure we showed that because I know we're trading Palantir off that level again, but it's very different trading for me a mean reversion, which is I'm waiting for anywhere where it breaks the trend, to trading like the support level. So I was never trading this support level because to me the support level would be a little bit further down, like closer to 125, like somewhere in there is where I'd expect there to be the support in theory of Palantir. So I'm not looking trend reverse because I'd rather take a shot at something a little bit stronger. And right now you're still technically in a bull flag in SMCI and it's still within range. So I got wicked out here at 46.4 and that is also this, and it's a real bottom at 46.4 at about 940. Where it zoomed right back up. So it still has a chance to bounce and still be in a bullish move for sure. This is interesting. White Nubian King, great name by the way in the chat. We appreciate everybody. If you want to be in this chat and communicate with us and our great community, you got to be a subscriber. So make sure you hit the subscribe button right now and then you can ask us questions or make comments like this. Why is Trump so quiet? You haven't heard. Maybe that's why we're not pumping the way we want to. All quiet. I didn't see it single. There's been no truth. All week long, we've been getting great news with the trip to the Middle East, and it's been all quiet today. I don't know that necessarily matters here, but the market not having the same level of oomph or exuberance. And I'm pretty close to, I don't want to write this one off, but if you lose 46.4, suddenly on SMCI, we're waiting for the dip buys, which were the original plan. Prior close, and maybe even work at the 45, which is prior day high as well. But right now, it looks like it's going to give it up. So, yeah, something's going to have to drastically change for that long. It looks like we're going to be gonzo there. And Apple was the one short idea. It is, I don't want to short the lows. If it can pop, maybe we'll get something. Novo, just to recap here for everybody. I moved my stop to break even when it bounced off VWAP. Literally made the top, and it's right back to the volume weighted average price. So, sometimes it's like a really good exit like on Palantir, and other times it doesn't look that good, but you follow your rules either way to try to make the stock green. All right, SMCI, you're running out of time to make this bounce. You gotta do it or don't do it. We got places to be, as Marlo would say. Ooh, yeah, it's losing the bid now. Now we just have to wait for 45 or 44.
Yeah,
I was never looking short. And I'm not going to chase the move down like this.
So I'm going to get another piece out here on Tesla. We just got a 345 or 344.80s. And then I thought I was going to break 345, but did not. So we're going to have to wait now to see if that is the one that wants to happen, because I am buying lows here, trying to buy these lows, but we just bounced off of it and went up about another $1, and now we're trying to fade back. Look at the NASDAQ right now, bleeding down to the downside. I tried to get short NVIDIA and just didn't get it. Like, we tried the 135 long and got stopped out right there. But yeah, no, I tried to get the short. It never bumped back up. So it got back up into 135. And that's like, I could have decided. So basically what made me decide was right there. Like once it came back up and didn't take it, then I've been trying here to get short, but there's been no bump up since that retest of 135. So there it goes, man, really bleeding down right now is NVIDIA. So that 135 has been broken, and yeah, we're out of it, right? So that was a good trade early, nice trade, and then whoops, as the market gives it up again, and yeah, you know, eerily quiet as we talked about the market one more time right here.
There's
JP Morgan, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so just from Boeing here. Boeing reached a tentative U.S. non-prosecution agreement in fatal crashes case. Boeing no longer agrees to plead guilty in fatal crashes case, sources say.
I think that was old news.
Is that old news?
I think I saw that earlier.
I just saw that. I just saw it now. I'm not hearing anything at all. It's not moving on it. So I would prescribe that maybe it is old news. It doesn't seem to be moving, but I just saw it come through, and I realized I'm not really hearing much in my ear. I know we don't have a Dara here, so I wanted to make sure if I saw something while we're hoping, or hoping's not the right word, 'cause I'm not even in it, while I'm looking for a reversion on SMCI, that's the only thing I'm staring down right now. So yeah, Boeing's not really moving too much on that. It would seem to be good news, but I think Boeing's already had they had a really good bull run. It could be time for Boeing to settle down a little bit and chill. Wow, now we're really starting to come in here. Yeah, we're through 46 on SMCI. NVIDIA is now through 134. Like we're just heading lower and lower and lower. And the rotation that makes more sense. Like now you got Walmart coming to the upside, so it looks like we're just rotating potentially into some of the, I guess, safer, for lack of a better word, names. So maybe you do get to that 100 on Walmart, but SMCI is a thing I'm looking for now. When you get that sharp of a move to the downside, kind of like Palantir, I'm just looking for the reversion of that move. And whether it's 45 or 44, wherever it happens, we'll look to catch that bottoming tail candle or clean trend break. That's what it's going to be about. That's
making me sick right now on NVIDIA. I have the offers. Obi's like, man, that 135 was a great short. I'm like, bro, I don't have it. Like, I waited for it and didn't get it. I have them right there offered, but there it goes. Wow, NVIDIA, once it gives up that ghost, it lost it all. I mean, sure, the market lost it. I mean, we could say the same thing about all of these plays, right? Like the TQs, right? The minute we lost that $70, I mean, basically the low of the day, not 70, but that was a problem. All right, the only name that's been holding up so far, and it's just because it's only at its lows now, not making new lows, is Tesla. So I'm going to try it there. We do have that 243 area, 242.50 area marked off. You know, if that blasts through, which it wouldn't surprise me if it does right now, then we'll be out of this one. And yeah, go, you know, stay red on Tesla. It just didn't have that move that we needed all the way back up. It had a great move. I mean, we made back a decent amount there, but as you can see right now, the market is not stopping, and why would Tesla, right? I mean, it's had a huge move up. There we go. Yeah, so maybe the stop order. I don't know, because I don't know what exactly.
Manually on.
Okay, I'll stay here and see if I have to punch out manually. I don't know right there, because my stop is a little bit lower than where it is right now. So we'll just stay tuned here with Tesla and see what this stop looks like. But
I think we're bouncing.
Yeah, it looks like we may be bouncing a little bit. I'm gonna take an opportunity to get some out now on that bounce. But yeah, there goes Tesla. Nice little move higher right now.
How did I miss that, Phil?
On which stock this time?
On SMCI.
Did it go to 44?
No, it's a 40.
Okay.
It broke.
My level was 44 there, so.
Okay, so I might get picked up. It broke right back through 46, so it held 45.92, broke 46, and I just tried to get back through in like 15s, I think I went to. So 14s. I went to 14s, and it broke the even dollar, and I couldn't get 14s on the way back.
Oh, no.
Up. And now it's at like 40s instantly.
Oh, $46.
46,
okay. It didn't get as
45.
low as I thought.
Again, I'm not going to chase it, Maybe it comes back in and picks me up. I can go to the quarters. I think that makes a lot of sense. We'll see if we can't get picked up on that move. Who just said Coinbase? Whoever said Coinbase
In our
in the
ear?
chat?
I don't hear anything.
No, I mean in the chat
Oh,
just
in the
now,
chat. Well, we had the best chat.
literally as Coinbase is bouncing off the volume-weighted average price. Did Mother Market just provide?
Provide
Here's your trend
what?
break.
Oh,
There's your hold of the volume-weighted average price. That looks kind of perfect on Coinbase. And it just broke 59. As I was yapping, it just broke 59 even as I try to get the even dollar. All right, we'll nibble above.
you know what bounced hard was NVIDIA there.
Of course.
It went to
course it did.
133.30.
I'll see if I can get in on
back
this.
up to
I
one.
want to get in on this bar of Coinbase.
Yeah, go to Coinbase.
I'm
man.
still
I mean,
sitting. I'm
it's
still
definitely
sitting there trying to get picked up. Trying to get.
We
picked
might
up
be
on
positive
SMCI.
on.
Oh, SMCI is gone. I got to cancel that order. It's SMCI just tagged VWAP. So if I got long, I'd be getting long in a rejection of the volume-weighted average price, which is to me a really, really bad plan because it did the reversion right to the volume-weighted average price. But you got to be a little faster today because I'm trying to hit it manually. Usually I'd use a script order, but I tried to hit that one manually, which I'm sure I would have been filled if I'd used a stop order to get long on SMCI. So if you use a stop breaking 46, for sure you're going to get that fill. But that's the difference between having an automated order and trying to use your hands to trade. Oftentimes on a break back out of an even dollar, you're using a stop for a reason because you're just a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I am anyway.
Yeah. Aren't we all? Sharif always says "old man hands." I think is his quote. There.
Cold, man.
No, old.
Really?
Oh, ours is cold.
No, I'm saying
No, it's cold every day here, man. I mean, I feel like today I feel.
You're
fine.
the only one smart enough to wear long.
I was gonna say. I was just gonna say today I feel.
Because we're literally all wearing golf shirts in here when we don't have the warmest studio. No,
Maybe we could get an air purifier.
if we turn up the thermostat, then there's no in between. It's either a little bit too cold. You turn up the thermostat, and like you can't even think it gets so hot.
Everyone's wearing golf shirts today because I wore it yesterday. I think you guys are all just followers.
No, it's because I'm trying to wear blue every day, and almost all my golf shirts are blue.
This is actually blue. So.
I wanted to wear blue every day this week. Why?
It hasn't been working, but you should have worn something Florida maybe go against them right there. But I think
that is obviously true. Actually,
tonight's going to be a big game. So let's see if we get that W there too. Be nice to Sharif. Sharif's not even here, Sharif's mustache. What are you getting trimmed up today? Or what's going on there, Sharif's mustache? We love Sharif. We've been nothing but nice to Sharif. All right, so
Sharif do? What?
I don't know. I don't know what we just said there.
What did we even say about Sharif just now?
I don't know, but Sharif's mustache got mad about that one. All right, so just real quick, man. I mean, the diamond hands
mom, it's okay.
right there. Yeah, it's not Sharif's mom this time, or Sharif's bicep or whatever it is. Studio 8 behind us, getting definitely cooking now. We, lots of contractors walking through here. New ideas happening. We're going to see. Someone asked on the recap show last night, what Studio 8's going to look like, and they said, is it more hosts? It's not necessarily more hosts. It's just all of the hosts. So we'll all be on the air all of the time. Wait a minute. Doubling the workload? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, we are going to do that for everybody. We're going to be here every single day, all of us. So like right now, we don't have to worry about Joey Options right there spinning QUBT because we're not on it. You'll be able to see him trading it. We'll be having some great talk, great action, great market, coverage. There it goes, man. Now $1.50 in the money. And it's just to give you guys a little bit of a different feel. We're already the #1 trading show in the universe, and we're going to be #1 with no one being able to catch us after this studio renovation. Wait till you see the work that's going to be going in onto here. Guests are going to come in. We're going to have a much better guest situation, a much better desk situation there for Adara. More of a round table. Kind of like, imagine like when you're seeing something like, I don't know, like any of those sports centers or things like that where they have multiple guys sitting, or if you watch
with Shaq and
NHL, right? The Shaq one's a good one, right? Any of the
called?
halftime shows, things like that. So that's what our idea was. To get that for you, and I think it's a great one. So we're gonna do that for you guys all and be pretty happy with it, right? So, all right, as we go, there's NVIDIA. We talked about that bottom. That's now $1 right there. I mean, we're $2 in the money on Tesla, so I feel like we did good on that one there. So my stop, I don't know if we had troubles. It didn't print. I was waiting for quarters. It went down to 34. So it was close enough to printing down there. So again, a little lucky. Okay. I don't know. So there's some shares there in NVIDIA. We wanted this short. Remember I told you we were trying to catch it, and I actually didn't realize that I still had this offer out, but the market's trying to bounce up. I'm still gonna go short against 135. If it breaks 135, I'm out of this trade. Small position to start with. Let's see if NVIDIA gets higher. But there it is, Neil. We are now green right now on Tesla for the day. So we'll get another piece out here that's at 345.50. It's a $2.25 bounce on Tesla. Oh, I didn't get that, Phil?
Hang on, I think.
Uh-oh, hang on. Now I think there's even more issues happening.
No, we don't have execution right now.
Okay, I was gonna say, how am I not getting that, Phil, when it's through my price?
Shoot, I just tried to punch twice, though.
Oh boy, okay, so maybe I am, no, it doesn't matter, I'm still green on Tesla, but did not get that fill. So yeah, hold tight if you're with real trading right now. There's no one to throw it to, so we just have to keep talking.
No, well, now we're chilling. No, look, I'm only in one position.
Yeah, it's not going out.
So I'm like, for me,
this is gonna hurt me.
I'll be chill.
Hurt,
but,
man, hurt me.
I just went to try to cover a coin.
Oh, man.
And, it's still in the money, so I guess we're fine. So while I'm chilling out for the next couple of minutes, we're gonna talk about Profit X. Might as well, everybody, because if you're looking for unbeatable odds on the biggest games like Game 6 tonight, go Leafs, go. Then Profit X is what you want.
Still
it's
not
peer-to-peer platform where you set the price. No more one size fits all lines, and they're the best lines too. It's like crafting your own picking and trading strategy in real time. Secure the best odds. Trade and track your action. Watch your plays come alive live right in front of your face. Total control at every step. It's sports playing reimagined over at Profit X. Use the code TraderTV to get the sign-up offer of 2% cash back up to $300, everybody. All right, so we took some hits betting on the Leafs.
What is it tonight?
We don't have to. Look, we can do it a little bit later in the afternoon while we think about it. Where did I go?
Top left.
Yeah, I'm blind.
There it is, right there. Beside, right
NHL. Yeah. Okay, Neil. Old man.
Plus 200 still?
Still 200. We'll wait till a little bit closer.
We'll wait till closer, and then we'll compare the odds later. Yeah.
You get better odds in the afternoon show when we do it. So I think we're going to try to put on the Leafs again. It's a homer bet, everybody. We're Leafs fans.
Let's go, NVIDIA. Oh, my
that's
God.
The plan of
I can't do anything
right,
about this trade, though, unfortunately. Execution may be back up, by the way. I just put an order out. Yeah, it's back. All right, so execution's back for everybody here in trading universe. Execution is now back. If you're with real trading, thank you for holding out with us just a little bit. So we actually do get, as soon as it came back, I punched out a little bit more there. I punched out of the 5% that we were looking for. I'm gonna punch out another 5% right now in case something does happen again with the software. I thought I got filled at 37 on NVIDIA. It looks like I did not, which kind of sucks. Right there, so I'll put a 40 bid and see if we get that fill. Oh no, it looks like it maybe, I thought I just marketed it a little bit out of that play by hitting the bid, but there it comes back in again, so let's go. Siren's up right now, we're out of some NVIDIA. We wanted to get that short, it didn't quite get to 135. I'm shorting against the 50 period moving average right now, so if it does come up there, that we will be short again. And yeah, unfortunately not to get out more. We wanted that 345.50, and we saw this the other day, right? We had talked about, and this is what I'm saying about whole Studio 8 and everything like that, just ability to, discuss more things and maybe not get off track a little bit. But we talk about this all the time, and that is that if you have execution errors or issues like that, best thing to do is, like, I went right to the support staff right there and got it going. Everybody did.
I don't know if I can show it live.
I don't know, maybe
it doesn't matter. There's a little portal you go to.
It's like a chat.
It's like a chat. You just
and it's a live. So, I mean, we can promote it. Yeah, I mean, but Real Trading does have a live chat support, like not a bot or anything like that. There's also, we do have AI too, but, and if there's ever... Leonardo. If there's ever execution issues, go there, right, guys? And you guys know what's good there. It's our support. It's called Circle or something like that.
It's called Circle.
And everybody's in it.
Yeah.
So.
All the managers, if you have an office or you are like a single trader, you're going to be in Circle. Look, I covered coin the second it came back. The first thing I did is because I knew I had thrown multiple orders out while things were down, is I hit my, if you're real trading, I hit my refresh to make sure that those didn't come live. Because the worst thing that could happen is execution comes up and then your orders actually were good, and then you double punch, and then you reverse. So that's the first thing I did, made sure that I didn't actually have orders out there. But I just got flat. It's a chase trend break, because that's already a heavy candle, so I got out at first resistance. I'm just gonna wait till things settle. It's 11 o'clock anyways in the middle of the day. So I'm gonna, it's 10:56, so we're close enough that I'm gonna just wait until we have, the stability is good, or something is an A+ setup. I do want to go back over to SMCI. It was a pretty clean trend reversion, but it just got to VWAP and pulled right back into the 46. So now it's got a bigger trend down. I'm going to track this, I think, on the 15-minute. And I think it might set up interestingly on the 15-minute. It was kind of I got a bad wick out there. Not a bad wick out, but just a bad execution for myself because I didn't get back in when it held on to that 46.5 the first time. Now I want to see how we resolve this 15-minute candle and then make a decision from there. Because you're still above prior day high and Wednesday close, which is a key price at that 45. And then you've got yesterday's close at 44. If we trend down, then I think you can wait for those levels for the next turn. I see the market, the ES is back to the volume-weighted average price. The NASDAQ is back to the volume-weighted average price. And this is now starting to look a little bit weaker. So I think there might be other places to drift to set upside.
Yeah, man, we are now, I mean, thank you for being patient with us here today as we sort of dilly-dally about some of these things, but we are now green on Tesla. Like those back-to-back reloads right there. So I've been noticing that my breakout trading has not been something to admire because, you know, like I think we bought Palantir when it broke 130. It was good for 50 cents and then it wasn't. The same thing sort of here for Tesla was good for like $1. I mean, the Tesla's kind of my bad because I thought once 350 broke, we were going to 360 and higher. And well, not 360, but just like, yeah, 360 to be honest with you. I just thought we were going higher. I didn't really have an out there. So that one does work for us. But then, whoops, it comes right back down. So the breakout there does not work, but these dip buys are working and working good. So that's been kind to us so far there this afternoon. I don't know, any weekend plans? My kids want, well, my daughter wants to see, and it's not out yet, I just realized. I think it's out next Thursday, that Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, I think it's that's
movie.
Next week,
so I'm going to buy that. We always... Ever since we went to Minecraft at opening day, like we went to the Thursday pre-screen, now the kids just feel all like,
want the opening.
Yeah, they want like that experience
it's awesome,
now. So.
Man.
And then we didn't have to worry about chicken jockey either.
Well, that's
like, you know, Fabian goes to theater, throws his popcorn everywhere. You know what I mean?
If you saw Minecraft in the first day, it wasn't as bad as if you saw. Once everyone knew what was going on, then it was like the Friday, Saturday were complete insanity. No, we were at the baseball game tomorrow, and then,
nice.
It was my dad's birthday this week, in addition to Mother's Day.
Right. How are your parents feeling? I know they weren't feeling good. You mentioned
they're a little better.
Okay, good.
A little bit under the weather.
That's good.
But
all right.
we're gonna have. They're staying over on Sunday.
I feel like there's something going around a little bit.
I think there is.
My throat is weak because of yelling, but it's not even yelling here. That's the funny thing about it.
You know what?
Look at NVIDIA, by the way.
Janet yelling, oh goodness.
Janet yelling, yeah, that's a good one. All right, so look, our reload, and shout out to Obi here because he was like, oh man, damn, that 135 was a great shot there. We got 60s there on the way back up. And again, and just to show you like what I'm talking about when I say stuff like, I told you I had offers that I tried to get short on the way down during this collapse, and I just left them there. So purple is short. It's the first short I've had on today, and it's right there on NVIDIA. So I put a 60 there, well, it's a 57, and then I'm also waiting here at 95 against this 135. So I'm going to go for a little bit of a walk here today. I'm going to pass on. I did gym and weights and everything like that on Wednesday. We did swimming again yesterday. I'm going to go for a brisk walk here today.
Brisk walk.
Yeah, because yesterday I was throwing BP to Gia, and my shoulder was like, oh no, like it's starting to hurt a little bit. So I didn't know if...
You got to sleep on the left. If you're throwing, you got to sleep on the left side.
Yo, Fabian, what are you doing over here, my guy?
He's setting up cameras, and I don't know why.
I'm very worried about all of this.
Actually, I think I have an idea why it might be. Shh. I think they have something cool coming over.
Oh, damn. Good. Very good point. I almost forgot. What the hell is for lunch?
What is for lunch?
Joey is like, oh my God, do not leave me hanging.
Not even
there. So yesterday I did the after recap show. I forgot the shout out there. I forgot the roll call. Today we had Western omelets in the morning. There's obviously always, as you can see Neil over here, mowing down. We always have the fruit salad experience is every day in and around here. So, all right. Hey, I think this is going to be a good day, especially for you over here, Joe. I feel like you're going to favor what I'm about to say. First of all, $3 on Tesla. The first one, what is for lunch? It is butter chicken. So yeah, bang, bang, bang. Joe, can I get Joe's reaction? What is Joe's reaction to butter chicken? He likes it. Okay, it's that little. Okay, good. So we like that one with vegetable biryani and aloo gobi. We love aloo gobi in my house. That's a little cauliflower action right there. So we're really happy with all of that. So a nice little South Asian flair today: butter chicken, vegetable biryani, and aloo gobi. So yeah, no, that's a dub right there.
Because it's a Friday, there'll be more leftovers because there's less people in the office on a Friday. But
No,
we're
it's
always
not.
here all day, every day. We'll be back at 2 o'clock, and of course, with the
I'll be
market
throwing
recap
a little
after
bit of shade on the biryani, but
that. Why is he throwing shade on the Obi, man? I was about to say what a treat it was that you had Obi coming on, filling in for Sharif, and then he's throwing shade on a delicious lunch. So,
I want to talk to the Chilean. I want to talk to Fabian before we go over here.
Obi.
So, what if out of all the lunches that, not of all of them, but like what would you favor? Like what?
Hamburger.
Hamburger all the time?
Hamburger every day.
Really?
I feel like we
I could
basically
eat
never
a
get
hamburger.
hamburgers.
I know, but I could eat it every day.
Yeah,
no
hamburger
problem.
is favorite.
The new caterer doesn't do it, I don't think.
What about the
Sadly.
new? What about lately? Like, has there been a meal that you've liked? You like the salmon? What do you?
The same is not bad.
Salmon's not bad. Okay.
I don't enjoy the jerk chicken too much.
Yeah, some of the pieces of chicken are definitely questionable.
Sorry.
You don't even enjoy the jerk chicken?
It's just too much, man.
I'm turning my
I need
back
some
on
like
Fabian.
cream or something, some yogurt or something to like diffuse it a bit.
Oh, it's too hot
not
for you?
that-
Yeah,
The jerk chicken?
Only the jerk chicken. Everything else is
It's
fine.
not that hot.
I mean, I can eat it.
Wow.
I don't enjoy it
Oh,
though.
man.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the only issue.
All right. Thanks,
Burgers
Fabian.
all the way.
Yeah, me too, man. A burger. I could have a burger every single day. Like that's the one go-to in our house. Like it's like.
Yeah, 'cause you fight with the group.
Yeah, the wife is like, "What should I get for dinner?" I'm like, "Grab a pound of ground beef, whatever." We'll make them ourselves. We'll always make the burgers ourselves, of course. I don't. Now that we only make them ourselves, that process.
It's so much better.
Yeah, and you get all the food groups in one, right? Yeah, exactly.
Well, you
you get your vegetables with the pickle.
The other thing you can do is you can work in vegetables into the ground beef if you want to trick the kids, which always helps. In my opinion. We do that with burgers. We do that with tacos.
Yeah. Our kids are actually pretty good at eating some kind of vegetables. Not
It's
not
hit or
all
miss,
kinds.
and it's like.
It's too.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say because Obi has this great burger joint that we keep saying we're going to get and we never get. So
True.
That's that.
Yeah,
I'm going to stop and fail. Put my face on. Boom, right there. Because we should get that. But Randy's not here today. So, all right, let's, we'll figure that all out. All right, look.
Oh, it's past 11.
We're doing this on purpose. Now you owe us 3.5 minutes, so that's great. So we'll be back at 2:03. So see you guys then. Thank you so much. Now $3. We're back. We're Greensville. It's been a good day. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Over to the Midday Show. Ciao.